Good afternoon, welcome to the King Power Stadium for our second of the weekend's FA Cup commentaries. We've got Chelsea away at Leicester City for a place in the FA Cup semi-final. Manchester United are already there, Tottenham Hotspur are already there, and early today Southampton ended the romance of Wigan Athletic, the real giant killers of this season's competition. They beat Wigan, of course, by 2-0 as the teams come out to a rapturous rapport here at the King Power Stadium. Jamie Vardy there leading out his side, and the pitch looks in absolute immaculate condition. It's crisscross all the way, the pitch out there today. Flags are flying, everything, and we hope for a set fair. And we've got the added incentive here of VAR in operation today for this game. Let's hope it won't be affecting too much, but it's a bitterly cold, chilly day over in Leicester today. This fourth and final quarter-final. Remember, it's got to be played to a finish today, either after 90 minutes extra time or penalties. And Russ is with me. Let's give you the two teams before we get to the comments. So it's going to be, this is the lineup for Leicester. Schmeichel in goal, then it's Simpson, Morgan, Maguire and Chilwell. The first choice back four. Mahrez, Ndidi, Iborra and O'Brighton on the midfield four. And Iheanacho gets the nod ahead of Jamie Vardy. Shinji Okazaki and Demarai Gray, amongst others, dropped to the bench. But it is a very strong Leicester City lineup. Hamer, Gray, Silva, Okazaki amongst the bench. For Chelsea, it's Caballero in goal. Then they're going to go a back three with Azpilicueta, Christensen and Rudiger. A very risky backline that. Moses, Kante, Bakayoko and Alonso, a strong midfield quartet. William, Morata and Hazard up front. So they're going for it. Eduardo, Fabregas, Pedro, Giroud, Zabacosta, Kale and Henderson are amongst the substitutes. But it's a very two strong lineups that both Claude Puel and Antonio Conte have picked here this afternoon, and that could be a real key battle. So we're all set to go then in wonderful Leicester. Referee today is Craig Pawson, and of course we have the VAR officials as well back in London. Should we need any major decision, remember that we had the first. There is the VAR people. It's there in operation. It was there when they beat Fleetwood in a third round replay, and it was needed for the very first time. And I'm sure my eagle-eyed listeners will point me in a direction if we do have VAR used in this cup tie. So far we haven't really needed it too much this weekend. It wasn't used at Wigan on earlier today, but their dream is obviously over now as the two captains, Gres Morgan and Cesar Azpilicueta, both shake hands. Both sides have won the Premier League between them in the last 2 years. Leicester back in 2016, of course, that never to be forgotten run. And of course Chelsea did it last season. Both teams have fallen on a little bit of hard time since. Leicester have never been to an FA Cup final since 1969. They lost to Manchester City, of course. Neil Young scoring the winning goal, and a young 9-year-old Gary Lineker that day was in the crowd at the old Wembley. So it's going to be Leicester City in the old blue shirts to get us up and running in this game, and they're taking the goal to our left. And off we go then. Big moments. These the fourth and final quarter-final underway, and then obviously we'll bring you the draw after the match here at the King Power. And the early throw now to Chelsea, taken by Moses, flicked on again. Morgan with a header deep inside his own half. Now in a nutshell to flick that one on. Chelsea in the darker strip. For those who are watching on the television and listening to my commentary, this is Mahrez down the left hand side, and Mahrez keeps it alive, but then Kante loses it. Former Leicester City man, of course, he was the hub of the Leicester midfield when they won the title 2 years ago. 3 points behind Burnley in the Premier League. They're in 8th place. Everton drew level on points with them yesterday, but still stay in 8th place. Leicester, they've got 40 points. And we'll be assured of another season of Premier League football next year now that they've reached the magical 40. And running in now for Chelsea. 0-0. We played just over 1 minute, 1.25 minutes of the first half. But it's got to be settled here on the day, either through 90 minutes extra time or penalties. Here's Riyad Mahrez now for Leicester, just on the right hand side, playing in field here. Indeed, he takes possession. Chilwell now has a chance here to break for Leicester on the far side, and Leicester just keeping possession a little bit casually here. They're not rushing things at the moment, they're just playing it at their own pace. Here's Morgan now, the captain for Nottingham Forest player, as that ball now is spread towards Riyad Mahrez, and he turns. He's got two Chelsea players for company. In fact, one of them fouled him, Kante or Hazard. I think it was Hazard. And a free kick with 2 minutes gone, quickly taken now by Leicester, and here they come again. Brighton running at all comers. He's got the cross coming in there, and it's deflected out. It was Simpson who tried to get the cross in, and it's out for another throw on the near side to Leicester City. And we're not doing any promoting any live streams, so please stay off. Talk about the game now. Simpson down the right hand side in towards the penalty area, and the shot coming in from Marco Brighton from just inside the penalty area, and it just misses the right hand post. And yeah, it would have been a terrific start for Leicester City. It is a good start for them. And the goalkeeper though may have had it covered. It was a good little cross in there from Danny Simpson, and the cross just in the right footed shot just wide of the target, but not a lot to spare. But I think Caballero had his right hand post covered anyway. It was a good bit of astute goalkeeping here. Here's Bakayoko now for Chelsea. This is the big, real heavyweight cup tie of the weekend, as the ball gets flooded in by Alonso. Alonso will get a second opportunity. Now Hazard now looking to take on all comers here, and does well. Gets away from 2 or 3, and Iheanacho was one of them. Indeed, in there with the interception, and now here's a chance for Leicester to break. And they've lost possession once again, and here's N'Golo Kante, the former Leicester City player, to Alonso on the left hand side. And Alonso has to go back, and Rudiger now the number 2 for Chelsea. The long ball forward, and a good ball there to find Victor Moses on the far side, and back came Brighton, and he claims a corner, and he's, to his internal disgust, has had a corner conceded. Remember, place in the semi-finals up for grabs. It's a bitterly cold afternoon here. You wouldn't think it was mid-March, you'd think it was early January. And we'll come back to the championship match, Neil Warnock, as well. We missed you guys yesterday as well. Manchester, we also brought you Manchester United's clash with now what's going on here? Is Chilwell not 10 yards back? I think that's what Moses is debating there, but the corner's been taken short, and the ball whipped into the area, headed out by Morgan. It's a good crossing from the right hand side, but it was headed away, and now the ball harmlessly back to Willy Caballero for Chelsea. Now Rudiger has it 10 yards inside his own half. Now William takes it on the left hand side, over halfway he goes, midway inside the Leicester half, chips it in there, and a chance here for Moses, but the through ball was just too strong, and it runs really out of play, and a goal kick for Leicester. Yes, Derby and Cardiff were already postponed this morning, and apparently Cardiff's Neil Warnock, the boss there, Neil Warnock, called a disgrace. Well, it depends on the health and safety aspect as well. I think what Warnock might have to take into, I think what the referee may have had to take into account there, in that case, I'll try and get some more information on why it was postponed, but I suppose it was on health and safety grounds, and the police would have had something to do with, at the end of the day. It's all still about safety and supporters. We had a few cancellations. There was the game at Gillingham between Gillingham and Blackburn yesterday, where the game got called off on health and safety advice from the police. At the end of the day, it's all about the fan safety. But Leicester have done well to get the game on in and out the ground. So I'm not sure what Neil Warnock's got any axe to grind there. If the decision's been made on police grounds, then I don't see what Neil Warnock's got to have a lather about. 0-0 now here in the FA Cup quarter-final. between Leicester and Chelsea at the King Power Stadium, or formerly known as the Walker Stadium, of course. Indeed now for Leicester. And they keep a position really well. Morris little flick on to his Iheanacho. Simpson making a good break down the right. Iheanacho overlapping. And further forward. And he tries to play back for Simpson, but it's cut out there by Alonso. Alonso now taking the ball in there. Great result for Jordan yesterday. They didn't even play. Meanwhile, back with the game. And it's an opportunity now for Hazard. Hazard to Alonso. To Morata, sorry. Morata, the referee stopped it. I think there must have been some infringement. In fact, an offside's been given and a free kick for Leicester. Now let's just see at what point was he offside here. Morata making the break down the right. And yep, good call. Good call by the linesman on the far side. He did well there. Good decision there. 0-0. With 7 minutes gone. Schmeichel's free kick. And then Iheanacho's little flick on deep inside the middle of the Chelsea half. Running in now to Chelsea to pick that one up, and he finds N'Golo Kante. Kante down the right hand side, down the left hand side, I should say. And he cuts it back now to Alonso. Alonso in field, a little bit of a dicey ball to play the back of Yoko, and he's giving it away now. And Leicester now could break, but Vardy can't get it through. Vardy in the England squad again to play against Holland and Italy next week. Is Willian now for Chelsea on the right hand side. And again the flag has got up on the far side, and a free kick once again. Well, apparently Russ has shed a little bit of light on the championship game that was postponed. There was absolutely no snow outside Pride Park when the Cardiff squad arrived at 10 AM, and the pitch was good. It was apparently called off due to staff not arriving. Well, I still don't know why Neil Warnock's got an axe to grind there. He always finds an excuse to have a go, doesn't he? Anyway, 0-0 then in this FA Cup quarter-final. Let's not worry about Neil Warnock. I hope his team don't get promoted, because the guy really does big him up to be. He thinks he's Jose Mourinho when he's not. Anyway, 0-0 here, and it's N'Golo Kante now for Chelsea. And now a chance now for Alonso to get forward. And Simpson cutting that one out. And the ball back to Kasper Schmeichel. Has been pretty redundant so far in the opening nearly 9 minutes that we've been playing. That's offside against Morata, but the referee will play on because it's straight into Schmeichel's grasp. Well, this is a good point that somebody's making here, that Brighton deserves an England co-op. I think he does. He's been in good form. Makes a mockery when Danny Welbeck's been in poor form, and Joe Hart have been put in poor form, and Jake Liverpool's been in poor form, and they're getting included in the England squad. And then you've got somebody like Mark Albrighton, who's a consistent performer week in, week out, yet he doesn't get a look in. I find that bewildering. And Southgate says he's picking form players. Well, it's a contradiction really from him, if that is the case. No, though. And here's Azpilicueta now for Chelsea. Cut out brilliantly there by Indeed. He did terrifically well. Now then, a chance for Riyad Mahrez to get on the ball. He looks to find Vardy, and he chases there, and Iheanacho's waiting in the middle. Vardy's makes a miracle to keep it in. He couldn't find Iheanacho with a cross. He almost found Mahrez coming in there. Now Mahrez takes it up. Simpson there on the overlap. Simpson's cross is a low one. Simpson again. It's a corner. And Leicester starting to look very menacing down that right hand side. And Danny Simpson, especially so here. That is what you call hard work really paying off in the grand manner. Had two bites at it and found and in fact won his team a corner, which Riyad Mahrez will take. Can Leicester get in front here in this big quarter-final here? The final quarter-final has to be decided today. Corner comes in towards the far post and wide. And it was Wes Morgan at the far post. It came off Azpilicueta last though. It will be a corner. There's a little bit of pushing there on Impoa number 21 there. And it actually comes off Rudiger. And it needed the merest of touches there by the defender Morgan at the far post. And that might have been 1-0 to Leicester. Still might come here. Well, Brighton now will take the corner from the far side this time. in a nutshell, right in on the goalkeeper. Morgan again with a header. And this time wide of the target. And I think it's gone behind for the goal kick. Michael Perel there on the right of picture. I'm just seeing there, and Michael Appleton, the former Blackburn and Blackpool manager, on the left. Former Preston North End player, of course. West Brom as well. You must have mixed emotions now. Leicester doing okay at the moment under Perel, but West Brom now 10 points adrift now from everybody, from the fourth from bottom at the bottom of the Premiership, and that really does worry a player, a man like obviously Appleton's resolve, because he is a West Brom legend through and through in recent years. Anyway, here's Willian now for Chelsea, knocking it on there, and a good ball there out to the far side. And here's Victor Moses again, running at Chilwell, and that's a good cross, but headed away there by the defender, and it was Harry Maguire getting back, but then it's given away by Chilwell, and Moses wanted a free kick right on the edge of the area. Not given, says the referee, Craig Pawson. I think it might have been inside the box though. I don't think you could give a penalty there. Indeed, he just stood his ground there, in all fairness to him. I think it was the right decision by the officials. Nearly 13 minutes gone then at the King Power. 0-0 in the fourth and final FA Cup quarter-final. The match live on the JB Clark YouTube channel, and of course in association with John's Beautiful Fragrances by Essence. 0-0. FA Cup in association with Emirates, of course. And we've had a real feast in the first 14 minutes or so. I don't think it's good. I've got a distinct feeling it's not going to end goalless. I really do hope it gets finished after 90 minutes and we can have an early night and chill out for the rest of the night, get the draw out of the way, and then we don't have to worry about the FA Cup for about another month. And then the semi-finals come again in late April. But it's 0-0 here. I sincerely hope they don't, actually, Panini, from a Burnley point of view. I'm hoping one of the big teams do win, or Manchester United or Tottenham, because then Burnley get into 7th place if they were to finish 7th place, they get into a Europa League spot for next season. So I'm sincerely hope you're wrong, Panini, although I hate to go against you in a lot of ways. Here's N'Golo Kante now going forward. He's found Alonso on the near side. Finds Hazard. Hazard now cuts in field, but he's lost possession. But back comes Kante again. And now a chance now for Mahrez to bring the ball away for Chelsea. It's given away once more. Now Hazard has it. And Hazard now running at pace. Hazard cuts inside. Plays the ball back inside to Bakayoko, but he's giving it away rather sillily there to Iborra. And now a chance now for a break on here. In an action there, trying to get Vardy away through the middle. And he almost succeeded in doing so. It was a wonderful through ball, but running had just about cut that one out. And there wasn't a lot to spare. 0-0. Well, I think Panini did the other game today, the Wigan-Southampton game. I was otherwise engaged elsewhere this afternoon when Wigan and Southampton were playing. I'm disappointed from a romantic point of view, an FA Cup romantics point of view, because I honestly felt Wigan had a great chance of beating Southampton, and this afternoon it's running and chips that ball in, and Alonso is onside here. But the ball's beating him out of touch, and a goal kick it is for Chelsea. For Leicester City, rather. I took a lot of stick on Facebook by a Manchester United fan who criticised me for saying that I backed Brighton to win on the prediction, so much so that he said something really personal about me yesterday, and anyway, I deleted him off my friends list, by the way. I'm not going to take comments like that. I can take criticism, constructive stuff, but nothing like that. But I'm glad to say that particular individual will not be appearing on my channel ever again. Meanwhile, there was a foul there in the side of the centre circle. Craig Pawson very quick on the spot to bring it up I thought Brighton were unlucky yesterday. As International tries to steal in behind, but it's out of play on the right hand side, and a goal kick for Chelsea. Morris trying to play it in a little bit too quickly, and International just wasn't really on his wavelength at that particular moment in time. So 0-0 it is here on a bitterly cold Sunday afternoon, Sunday tea time fare. In the words of Jim Bowen, who passed away sadly midweek, aged 80. It would be a time where we will all say super smashing grade, and this game is certainly super smashing grade at the moment. No foul there on Moses. He throws his dummy out the pram. He bangs his fist in anger. That ball is aimed towards Mahrez on the right hand side, cut out by the left back Alonso. Now Kante away from Mbora and away from another Leicester all-comer, and he's found Hazard on the left hand side. Hazard now deep inside Leicester territory, plays the ball in towards Morata. Willian now making a scampering run in the middle in towards Hazard, and Leicester almost making a dog's dinner way of clearing it. And now a chance for Kante to pick the ball. Finds Alonso. Still it's Chelsea coming at them, and the ball towards the right. Moses will let that go for a throw-in right by the far corner quadrant. Chilwell, it came off last, and Leicester have been pinned back well and truly in their own penalty area. 0-0. Please, no links for live streams. You're doing people like me out of business, and you will be barred. 0-0 though here. Back with the commentary. Kante now for Leicester. Ball back once again. Runninger now takes possession. 0-0. Christensen has it now for Chelsea. Plays the ball forward. Demarai Gray. You get another one that has been conveniently ignored by Gareth Southgate. Another good shout there from Panini. And of course, in the next few days, the latest edition of LTF will be out for your viewing pleasure. If you've already subscribed to the LTF channel, it will be out with you in the next sort of few days or so before the international break really kicks in, before the two England games, where me and Chris Whiteman chew Mad Claret 94. We both chew the fat on what happens here as Vardy, who's already in the England squad, he's down the far side. The little cross deflected, but it's easy for Caballero, and no problem there for Chelsea that time, with 18 and nearly 19 minutes of the first half gone. Here's Morgan now. Good skills by the big bulky centre back, and he finds Riyad Mahrez with the ball. Now back inside to Ndidi. Now Abora takes possession. It plays it out to the far side. Now then, Chilwell coming forward for Leicester. Chilwell back inside once again. Leicester now going for the kill. The ball into the penalty area. Vardy was lurking, Soto was in a natural. Here's a chance for Ndidi. Good shot, and the goalkeeper couldn't hold it the first time, diving away to his right, and pounced on it, and was lucky really to pounce on it under no pressure second time around. But they're going for the cutthroat here, there's no doubt about that. It was on target from Ndidi, struck it well, curling away a little bit there from the goalkeeper, and just might have sneaked in there, but it's a difficult one to call. But the goalkeeper was well positioned, and the ball back to the other goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel, who hasn't had a shot to save yet, and we've been playing exactly now 20 minutes. 0-0. Schmeichel right-footed out from the penalty spot, and his header finds Vardy. And then the ball is won by Mboro on the next header. Now a chance for International. He finds Vardy, and Vardy strides away. He's got O'Brighton on the far side. O'Brighton has to check back, pirouette. Almost used Chilwell as the overlap, but he goes in field again. And that's a good ball to pick out Simpson on the right hand side. A ball in towards the back post, but and out of play for a goal kick. Well, thank you, Russ. That's a great gesture. Not that I begrudge having rival commentators. I think it's good to have a bit of healthy competition between commentators, but it's a really good gesture of you. I sometimes let Panini do a few games I can't do, and vice versa, but it's good to have a little bit of competition. That is for sure, Russ. Here's Alonso now for Chelsea. 0-0, and we're halfway almost through the first half here. And of course the World Cup as well is coming up as well. And yes, the spammers are very much in vogue today. So we see a foul there by Wes Morgan there on, I think it was, who was it there? Was it Morata? Yes, it was Morata. Caught him there. You wouldn't want to be being sized down under a big Wes Morgan challenge. He's a big fellow, is Wes Morgan. Here's Willian now touching it into Moses. And it's a non-stop attacking throws here. This is Kante now, almost midway inside the Leicester half. Now running out to find Kante. Now the ball being spread towards the right-hand side. And Azpilicueta finds Willian here. Moses, Morata and Hazard waiting in the middle. Hazard is standing on the edge of the penalty area. And the ball's still on the right-hand side. Still with Willian from Azpilicueta's pass. Now Willian has to go the long way round. And just feeds the ball out towards Alonso. Alonso back inside of Hazard. Hazard's little flick didn't do him any real favours, but Chelsea do win possession back with Christensen. Now a chance now for Azpilicueta to size a ball towards Morata, and in the end the ball was turned back. I think it was an accidental. It wasn't a pass back by any means, and it was easy for Schmeichel in the end. So halfway through the first half. Leicester have had the 3 attempts so far in the game. Chelsea yet to register a shot, even at goal, let alone on target. And Schmeichel bowls the ball out about 5 yards in front of him and kicks away right-footed, but only finds the header Rudiger now heads it back with interest back to the Great Danes, and of course to the great Peter Schmeichel, who played for Burnley, Manchester United, Manchester City, Aston Villa, amongst his many clubs. As Azpilicueta chases and gets it out once again, and again the ball out of play. And it's Moses to take the throw in. Long ball, a long kick forward, and again forward again by Danny Simpson. Or Brighton may have just been offside as that ball was played, but nevertheless it's out of play for a Chelsea throw on the far side with 23 and a bit minutes gone. And really a terrific quarter-final. We brought you Manchester United's game yesterday. Wasn't really a classic performance from United, but 2 moments of brilliance from Nemanja Matic were the complete difference. His first goal for his cross of the goal for Lukaku was a joy to behold, and then his second goal, a simple header at the back post. But Brighton count themselves very unfortunate. This is all Brighton, though. This is a much closer game. Or Brighton with the cross, but very tame in the end, and away comes Bakayoko. That looked a foul there. The referee quite rightly to penalise Harry Maguire. Foul on Morata, who's been fouled quite a lot recently in recent minutes. Just trips him up there from behind there. Nothing vicious, nothing malicious, just a free kick. 0-0. Coming up towards 20 seconds shy of 25 minutes. And here come Chelsea once again, but again the attack breaks down. It just hasn't. Oh, it's a foul. And Harry Maguire is being spoken to, I think, by the referee. The yellow card has come out. It looks like Harry Maguire, the former Hull City man, who's been called up into the England side, and is going to get himself a yellow card again through the back, and that's twice in a minute that he's fouled the same player as well, Morata. So it's been confirmed that Harry Maguire is now in the book, and Leicester now have got to watch their steps. Certainly their big centre back they bought quite cleverly, I felt, from Hull City. Big loss to Hull this season. They were beaten quite comprehensively in the snow at Birmingham just down the road yesterday. 25 and a half minutes gone. No the score, but remember it has to be decided this afternoon, even through 90 minutes extra time or penalties. Here's Riyad Mahrez now to Iheanacho on halfway on the right hand side, plays it in to Ndidi, and then plays it to Abora now just gently stroking it out to the far side, and Ben Chilwell knocking the ball in, but it's not a good ball. It's just been a little bit of a pattern. Once they've got to the final third, both Chelsea and Leicester, the attackers just seem to have broken down at that crucial moment, and that's just been a little bit of frustration. It's been pretty football being played out there today. It's not a dull game by any means. But I have to say, it's not been a particularly great fare so far in terms of real non-stop attacking thrills, and we might get a chance here. Alonso with the cross towards the back post. Real chance here for the first goal, and it's straight at the goalkeeper from Alvaro Morata's right, left-footed rasper from just outside the area. Straight at Schmeichel. Either side of him, it's 1-0. Good ball by Alonso, back across the face. Morata first touched the control, and then his left-footed shot. In the end, he looked to hit it well, and maybe it was a little bit more tame on looking at it again on the replay, but certainly that's Chelsea's first shot on target. It's come after 27 minutes. That's a bit of a worry if you're Antonio Conte and you're a man under pressure. Now then, and did he now for Leicester? 0-0 still. Ben Chilwell now to take it up for Leicester. 0-0 we are at the moment, and he finds Real Mahrez just to the right of the D. Alonso does well. Good defending there by Marcos Alonso, and takes the possession again. Alonso gets the ball forward. Can't find Eden Hazard that time. And I suppose that's been the frustration, really, in a nutshell, of the first almost 28 minutes of the game, that it just hasn't been that straightforward, really, for either one of these two sides. This is Leicester now on the break. Again, they get the throw. 0-0. Please, no, please, we are not doing any spamming, right? We will take you off. Meanwhile, 0-0. Coming up towards half an hour ago. Yes, I think you've made your point there, live streaming Beacon TV. And I'm afraid the spammers are keeping on coming again, and I'm feeling a little bit fed up of these now, to be quite honest. Russ has come up with a decent comment, thinking that Ben Chilwell should be called up to the England squad as well. Yes, we were talking about that in LTF, and we didn't really mention Ben Chilwell too much in terms of an English left back, and Russ has got a good point there. Something to raise for later LTS, perhaps when the World Cup nears its conclusion. It's less than 90 days away now. The World Cup, of course, starts on June the 14th in Russia. And here's Willian now on the right hand side in the FA Cup 6th round in association with Emirates, and the header comes in, and it's on the roof of the net from Alvaro Morata. Goal kick to Leicester. And Mo Salah, yes, he got 4 goals yesterday, and they were superbly taken goals as Liverpool ran an absolute mock against Watford. 5-0 it was yesterday, and terrific display it was too. And of course, after the match, you'll be able to get reaction from the winning manager, and the FA Cup draw will follow the game here this afternoon live on the JB Claret YouTube channel. So the 2 semi-finals will be drawn live on this channel at the end of this game, so stay tuned. But we could have a late day. Let's hope it's over after 90 minutes. Ball played into the far side by Chilwell, and it's put out there by Willy Caballero. Still 0-0 though, but just needs a goal, and I think the game will be lit up. Here's Victor Moses now down the right hand side for Chelsea. My goodness, he came into the team last year, and he's flourished under Antonio Conte. Looked as if he was on his way out of Chelsea early last season, but no, he played him against Burnley and they won 3-0, and he looked absolutely assured on that far right hand side, and he's made a permanent fixture out of him this season. Moses again on that far side. Now then, a good ball in needed, and it was a poor cross really. Russ, I'll answer the question because I was commentating on the match. It was Matic who got the second one after 83 minutes. Here's yesterday. And here it goes. Hazard now. And the ball out again. Moses lurking on the far side once again. Takes the ball down. Twists and turns away from Mark O'Brien. Really good football again from Victor Moses. Seems to be relishing the moment here. Really kept. He's really played on. He's really got that right wing position in made his own in the last sort of 18 months or so. And Leicester now just letting Chelsea have the ball here. And Chelsea just not penetrated enough, and that's the worry. Just to remind you, it's Tottenham are already in the draw for the semi-finals. So too are Manchester United, and so too are Southampton. And Mark Hughes winning his first game in charge at the Conquerors of Manchester City Wigan today. Here's Iheanacho, tries to break for Leicester. But back comes Azpilicueta to get it away for Chelsea. Half an hour gone. In fact, we've just almost played 32 minutes of the first half. 0-0 in this big quarter-final, the fourth quarter-final. We covered the second for you last night. And then we do have VAR should we need it, and it'll be my first experience of VAR as well. As Willian turns away now, looks to play it in towards Morata. Morata inside the area, does well. Morata shoots and it hits the outside of the post and maybe a little bit of the side heading as well, and out in play for a goal kick for Leicester. FA Cup playoff finals and Champions League final are playing this year, and don't forget there's an extra big game, a charity game of course. Soccer Aid's back this year, June the 10th. Robbie Williams' England side take on Usain Bolt's Rest of the World side. I think that's a game you can see actually on ITV. One of the very few live games ITV have these days, but it's England against West of the World. That's been played at Old Trafford. That's 4 days away before the start of the World Cup. Really get you in the football mood this summer. Meanwhile, back in the FA Cup 6th round and the proper cup tie here, proper cup tie football on the JB Clark YouTube channel. It's Chelsea who went out to Barcelona earlier on. They're drawing 0-0 here, looking to avoid a second cup exit in a week. They crashed out of the Champions League quite convincingly to Lionel Messi on Wednesday night. They can't afford to lose this game today, otherwise it's season over in terms of silverware for Conte. Team crashed out in the semi-finals of the Carabao competition. I'm just seeing there. A bit of a challenge there on Morata, but there was no foul. Yeah, squeaky bum time. Yes, and a certain someone will be a guy called a bloke called Alex Ferguson. I wonder what happened to Alex Ferguson. I wonder what he's doing these days. Anyway, back with the game. Leicester have a free kick meanwhile as we go now into the 34th minute of the game. We've played 34 minutes. And Morata has been fouled there for foul on Ndidi. We need relegation playoffs. I'm not sure if relegation playoffs keep them for Scotland, as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy with the current league system the way it is. Instant promotion and relegation, and the playoffs should be aimed up between teams 3 to 6. Here's Mahrez on, but he's offside. But the play on, but the referee allowing it to go on because it seemed really Cabanero's hands. So the referee doing the right thing. Greg Paulson not put a foot wrong in the game as the referee so far. But when have we said that before? And then the referee goes on to make a stinking mistake, or one of his officials. Still 0-0 here as we come up towards the final 10 minutes of the first half. Just over 10 minutes to go to half time, and we are now exactly 10 minutes away from the break, but that's normal time of course. Here's Riyad Mahrez for Chelsea. 0-0 here at the King Power, and Iborra plays it out to the far side where he finds Chilwell looking for O'Brighton, but O'Brighton was carried out of it. Of course, we covered Leicester already in the FA Cup this season at Fleetwood, and they came within an inch of crashing out at the third round stage when a late shot, I think it was from Devante Cole, hit the post and bounced away. Otherwise it may have been Fleetwood we'll be looking at now in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Not suppose they were going to make the quarterfinals, by the way, but Leicester did come within an ace of crashing out the FA Cup. Well, we're coming up towards 36 minutes gone, and still 0-0 is the score. And a ball, and Vardy's in behind, but the goalkeeper quickly off his line and plays sweeper keeper and beating Vardy to the punch, and he's come out almost towards the centre circle there on the far side, Caminero, and he's got Chelsea going again, and Kante's fouled, although he did make a bit of a meal of it, and the referee's giving it. Chelsea have been allowed to play on quickly, but they haven't taken advantage of it. Some good blind tackles in there by Chelsea. And here's Rudiger in his own half. Back to Christensen. Now Aspilicueta. 10 yards inside the Leicester half. Plays it towards the far side, to the near side rather. In comes Victor Moses. Kante trying to play the 1-2 with Morata. And in the end, didn't quite come off. Kante just didn't continue the run that Morata expected him to make. And still, it remains 0-0. And really has been a tremendous first half so far. We just need to go, and I reckon we could have a real thrilling second half in prospect. Has been disappointing from an entertainment perspective that and we haven't had any goals, but having said that though, it's not been a bad first half so far. As Chilwell now comes forward for Leicester, wins a throw-in off Victor Moses, level with the edge of the Chelsea penalty area off Bakayoko. And the throw it is now as we're coming towards the closing stages now of this first half. Still 0-0 in this FA Cup quarter-final here at the King Power. And on the halfway line is Wes Morgan. Plenty of time to weigh it up. Finds Ndidi still on halfway now. I don't get the logic why Gareth Southgate would want to play 4 goalkeepers in the first place. You're not taking 4 to the World Cup. That's mine and Chris Whiteman's argument, really. Why would you want to take 4 goalkeepers to the World Cup is beyond me, really. As Simpson comes forward now for Leicester. Plays it back to Ndidi. Ndidi now just turns, twists and turns and knocks the ball back. Still 0-0, remember, here at the King Power. With 38 minutes of the first half gone. And now the ball is with Mahrez on the far side. Mahrez running at the defenders. He's got Simpson in a bit of support. Simpson, can he weigh a good cross in there? He can. Vardy was lurking, but it's knocked away. Gareth Southgate is an idiot, although it is spelt wrong, but we'll let Panini off with that one here. Coming up towards 39 minutes gone. It's the game's just going to be, well, our stream's got a little bit slow, a bit on the slow side. The ball's actually gone out of play, so but at the moment, really, it's not, just really very little to no opportunities so far, really, to really bring you the one big opportunity that came to Chelsea. Still, it remains 0-0 here. Live on the JB Correct YouTube channel, and we have pictures, but they're not moving here, and unfortunately, this is often the case with these commentary streams, that they never work when you want them to, and we are having real technical issues here. I'm afraid the Gremlins have let us down. Now we're back live with the action, and we have moving pictures again, so the commentary can continue with nearly 40 minutes gone here at now the pictures have stopped again. What's going on? 0-0 still. You're not missing much at the moment, I'm afraid. We are back live with the action now, I think. Yes, we are. So we are seeing moving shots of the people in the crowd. So we are with you now with exactly now 40 minutes of the first half gone. 0-0. And a free kick to Leicester City. Remember, usual drill at half time. We'll take a 5-minute braver, and then what we'll do is come out for the second half. As Morris flicks that free kick on again, and again good defending again by Rudiger, and he gets the ball forward, but asked a bit of Alonso there. Simpson in there very hard, doing well there, and now away goes the Carlo Kante. Good running here by him. Kante doing well, checks inside, and he's found Alonso here. Alonso now through the centre. Moses making a break, but knows he'll be offside, so the ball comes back to Bakayoko. Bakayoko having to pirouette and turn away. Does really well there, Bakayoko. We just need a goal now before half time. We're coming up towards the four minutes from the break here at the King Power Stadium, where at the moment it remains Leicester City 0, Chelsea 0 in the FA Cup quarter-final with Emirates. Here's Hazard now on the near side. Stops the ball and then plays the ball across to Kante. Kante now back inside. Good turn again by Alonso this time. Alonso knocking the ball back. Good play this time and towards Kante, but he's lost out, and a chance here now for Leicester to break, and in Inacio's done that. He's got Vardy up ahead, and now Morris is making a break on him down towards the right. He finds Morris to the right of him, just a bit behind the Algerian, but Morris still has the ball, and if he can pick out Vardy, which he always does, them two have a telepathic understanding, they've got a chance. Still Morris, pass one, pass another, try to beat one player perhaps there too many, and in the end falls flat on his face. Here's Willian now for Chelsea. Good break this from the Chelsea players. Morata up ahead of him, and he's played it into Morata. First touch was brilliant. He's in on Schmeichel. It's Navarro Morata, and he fires it into the net, and Chelsea take the lead here at the King Power Stadium. Navarro Morata has silenced the crowd here at the King Power. And it's 1-0 to the man from Stamford Bridge in this quarter-final of the FA Cup. No emotion on the face of Antonio Conte there, but the Chelsea fans are cock-a-hoop. And at the moment, it looks as if that all four of the quarter-finals at the moment are going to form. 1-0 to Chelsea. And unfortunately for Leicester, they left the defenders usually so reliable. Morris probably giving the ball away here. Trying to beat too many people here. Beats one. Trying to beat a third. Fell flat on his face. And now when Willian got possession. Now, is there a question mark of offside? No, he's on. So the goal's perfectly legal. And then from the moment it is, his left hand side of the area. 1-on-1, right foot, bang, Schmeichel beaten, and there's no doubt about that. But terrific play from Willian, gets away from Chilwell and Ndidi, and then just with his right foot just side foots it through. Good through ball. Morata onside, and with his right foot, side of his right foot, finds the far corner of the net. And now they're looking at it from inside the goal here, actually inside the goal net. It's amazing how these TV people manage to get these sort of cameras into these goal nets, but we are in the 21st century age of technology. But it's a good goal every time you see it, and we needed that goal really, because let's be fair, the game was a little bit stale at one point. Now we have a match on with a vengeance, and Kasper Schmeichel, you can tell what he thinks of it. He's furious. Now again here, and we're back live with the action, and here's a chance now for Alonso on the near side. Can Chelsea score a quick fire second? And a good ball in, but Morgan getting away. 2 minutes to go to the break, and really Leicester are right under the cosh now. It's wishful thinking that Leicester City will score twice as we come towards the end of the first half. But an important goal really for Navarro Morata. We'll give him a huge leap of confidence at any rate. Here's Rundinger for Chelsea. 1-0, sorry, to Chelsea, as we're now into the latter stage of the first half. I doubt we'll have too many stoppages really in the way of time added on. I think we've just had the one yellow card, that was to Harry Maguire. And now they're just Leicester's allowing Chelsea to slow their game down here at the moment. Just to remind everybody, after the conclusion of this match this afternoon, the FA Cup semi-final draw will follow here live on the JB Claret YouTube channel, and you'll be able to hear that from when that draw does take place. And obviously we'll get a little bit of reaction before we leave you at around about 7:15, 10 to 7 this evening. Meanwhile here, it's 1-0 to Chelsea. We're now coming up towards the final minute of the first half, as we're now 11 seconds into that final minute, and here's Chilwell. Gets the cross in, charged away by Morgan. Chilwell will try, Alonso will try again, I should say. And just keeps possession, just slows it down a little bit, plays the ball out towards Bakayoko. Bakayoko in towards Christensen, onto Brilliant. Moses on the far side. Moses touches and then gets the ball back once again to Cesar Azpilicueta. 30 seconds of normal time at the end of the first half to play. Here's Runninger now for Chelsea. 1-0. They lead in the final of the final FA Cup quarter-final. Well, Panini's making a bold prediction that Man United and Tottenham are going to draw each other at Wembley, although Tottenham have a good record against Manchester United at Wembley in a league game. They won, outplayed United 2-0. Here's a chance now on the near side for Alonso. He keeps that in rather well. Alonso now checks back, gets a good cross in there, and Morata again waiting, but headed away this time by Harry Maguire. Then indeed he just hoofs it away. We've played 45 minutes. We're now into stoppage time at the end of the first half, and I'm sure we'll find out from our fourth official on the far side how long it's going to be. And in actual fact, I think it's 2 minutes. A yellow card has gone out from referee Porson. 1 minute, in fact, has been shown by our fourth official. Meanwhile, whilst my attention was towards the fourth official, Bakayoko's been booked for tugging back in Iheanacho, who hasn't really come to terms with his big money move from Manchester City yet. So Bakayoko becomes the second name in the referee's notepad as we now approach the last 30 seconds of injury time here at the end of the first half. And it's a free kick which Harry Maguire will take. Claude Perel with a little bit of work to do perhaps here at the half-time interval. And here's Ndidi. And now back again once more to Chilwell. Can he measure out a good ball? He hits a long ball there towards Iheanacho. Can Iheanacho reach it? No. It's headed away by Alonso. 15 seconds of the first half to go. And at the moment, Leicester huffed and puffed, but haven't really broken the Chelsea house down. And when Chelsea have huffed and puffed, they have blown the house down. And lead 1-0. Last seconds of the first half. Foul there, surely. We'll just have time for this last play, will we? I think we will. No, we won't. The referee's blown for half time, and boos come around from the Leicester City fans because they felt the free kick should have been allowed to be taken. But nevertheless, Leicester haven't really played well enough, I believe, in the first half, and they were caught wanting there on a one-on-one situation. Morata got one-on-one after a lovely through ball by Willian after 41 minutes. Tucked it under the goalkeeper superbly. He was, to be fair, badly exposed by his back four. And Chelsea now are 45 minutes away from reaching the FA Cup semi-finals for a second year in a row. At half-time they lead Leicester City 1-0. We're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we'll be back with full second half coverage, reaction after the game, and of course the semi-final draw for the FA Cup. So we're going to take 10 minutes with the score at 1-0 to Chelsea. Stay with us. Welcome back to the King Power. We're just what perfect timing. The teams are already out on the field and we're ready to get this second half up and running here. So 45 minutes to go. And Leicester City 1-0 down, looking to come back. So JB Johnston to take you through in the next 45 minutes potentially, unless Leicester City equalise and it ends 1 apiece. And if it does end a draw after 90 minutes, I should remind you, anyone who's come in late, and if it does end after 90 minutes extra time, we will have extra time, as I say. And if it's over after that, we will have a penalty shootout to decide the outcome. As the cross comes in from Chelsea, the ball is on. Fabregas has come on, in fact, for the second half. If someone can ask, if I can just ask the question in who is replaced, I'd be eternally grateful, because I've just literally come back from making a cup of tea, which took a little bit longer than expected. And a chance here for Mahrez with the goalkeeper out of his ground, but he hit it well wide in the end, and a goal kick it is. Bakayoko, in fact, was the man who came off. Thank you, guys, and that's the value of having the chat, because if I can't find out what's going on, I'm sure one of you guys can. So it's what you call teamwork between commentator and listener. Well, it's 1-0 at the moment, but Leicester here need to make a better start now, and here's a chance for Iheanacho. What a time for him to introduce himself now. Oh, and Mahrez, it just wouldn't run for him in the end, and then give it away rather stupidly there to Brighton, and then plays a lovely ball out to the far side, and Mahrez now with Simpson coming in, but it's a good tackle there by Alonso up towards Hazard. No changes incidentally for Leicester City, so it's as you were for Claude Puel's team. Just wondering if Bakayoko took a knock and Cesc Fabregas has just come on just to fill in like for like. I don't know, but we'll soon find out afterwards. Here's an opportunity here for Mahrez, and the final product for Mahrez today, I'm afraid to say, has not been brilliant. I've got to be honest, and as Hazard on side he is, but the ball's going to beat him out of touch. Anyway, I think he was offside by the looks of it. Yes, the flag was up on the near side as it turned out. Oh no, looking at that, I think Maguire might be playing him on. Not that it mattered anyway, because the ball was running out of play anyway, because the ball over the top wasn't the best ball. In fact, it was hit too strongly. Here's Chilwell now for Leicester. 1-0 down. We're still very much alive in this season's FA Cup. They are capable of scoring an equaliser with Vardy and Mahrez on the field. Anything could happen. But here comes Morata, the goal scorer. Extraordinary, gets his shot in this time. And this time Schmeichel, with his diving away to his left, makes his regulation save as Morata just burst to the left of the 6-yard box and got his shot in left-footed. Got a little nick on it from Harry Maguire, the shot, and it's out for a throw into Chelsea in actual fact. I have to say the officials have been pretty up to speed with the game. Now, I haven't had to make too many bad decisions. In fact, I can't remember them making one bad decision whatsoever in the game, which is a testament to them and a testament to the way they are. Well, Leicester do have people like Shinji Okazaki as well on the substitutes bench should they need him, but still it's pie in the sky. Here's Chilwell now for Leicester, down the left right hand side. Brighton is further forward and is staying outside here. Brighton gets to the byline, gets a decent looking cross, headed out but only as far as Iborra trying to flick it on. Moses cutting that one out. Now a chance for Fabregas to get Chelsea moving, but then given away once again. Now the ball on the far near side, and it's Brighton cutting in from the right. Good cross in there towards the back post, but the goalkeeper taking it on the edge of the 6-yard line. Very confidently there, Willy Caballero did really well. 4 minutes of the second half gone. Leicester having a good go at it, but they trail Chelsea to a 41st minute goal from Novara Morata. No foul there on Willian. Play on, it's Iborra now for Leicester. Vardy, they want to get on with the game. Oh, the referee stopped it. The referee stopped it, and the Leicester fans are not happy. Well, it does look at a little bit of agony here. Let's have a look at the replay. Now, was it a foul tackle? First of all, it's a late tackle there by Iborra, I have to say. He's got his ankles twisted around Williams, and I think Leicester are lucky not to have a free kick given against them there. Possibly a yellow card for Iborra. Chelsea will feel very hard done by there. They didn't get the free kick, but William is feeling that very, very strongly. And Antonio Conte making the point there to the fourth official that he's not happy, of course. Although Panini has a different view to what I think. He thinks he got the ball first. I thought he was late personally, but of course William is. The important thing is with 5 minutes gone and Chelsea are winning 1-0, but William is stricken. Well, this was the chance earlier here. Brighton cutting in from the right. Good cross. It just needed a little bit more oomph, maybe, and a little bit more accuracy. And the international may have been in there for something. Hasn't had too many chances to really get in amongst the goals this season. Iheanacho rather. William, I'm pleased to report, he's up on his feet. William is definitely feeling the hard pitch out there. It's a beautiful looking place there with some crisscrosses. It's almost like glorified electric pylons in its diamond shapes, and it's almost like a glorified electric pylons if you look at it very closely, without the arms and the legs. It's a lovely design that the ground staff here have here. Obviously they can't use the extravagance off the pitch of the Premier League, which I think is a shame. I think the Premier League PC Brigade in full felt there. Here's an opportunity now in the FA Cup for Brighton on the right hand side. That's a good ball, and actually again was lurking. Rudiger got back and ball it out for Leicester. They're putting Chelsea back now. Can they find an equaliser? It's really important now that Morris and big players like that get their A game going. And of course they have Shinji Okazaki on the bench, who can score goals. We've seen him score important goals for Leicester before, certainly in the Championship when he seen them a couple of years ago. Here's Ben Chilwell again down the right, and it's on towards Old Brighton. Again has to play the ball into the centre. Indeed he has it. Now over to the far side where Danny Simpson is there. Simpson plays it in towards Mahrez. He finds Mahrez, but he's got two Chelsea defenders, Alonso and Rudiger, for company. Now the ball back towards Ndidi from Simpson. Ndidi plays that in there. Vardy's there onside, but Vardy steers his header well off target from 6 yards. Goal kick to Chelsea, but that was a lovely move from Leicester City. Ndidi picked him out, Vardy onside, and steered it well over the top in the end, as it turned out, from 6 yards. And Vardy will be disappointed with that miss, because that was a very presentable chance for Jamie Vardy. Still 1-0 to Chelsea. Willian in possession for the men from Stamford Bridge, the current Premier League champions. Again, good tackle again. And now we'll ball on the far side with Alonso. Morris is in there, but here's Willian back on his feet and back playing again. Morris, good tackle, good, strong, fair tackle. We don't see that too often in football these days, let alone Premier League or FA Cup football. But Chelsea now have it with Hazard. Hazard chips the ball in towards the penalty area. Russ has sent me apparently a full statement from Neil Warnock regarding the Championship game, and this is what he's had to say. As soon as we get 5 minutes, we will bring the statement to you, and we may well bring it after the game as the shot comes in over the top, and it's a goal kick. Now this is the news. This is the news that we've got from Neil Warnock, who's, as we know, is a morning mini. As we see a replay of the shot going over the top. Now this is what he suggests. Actually, to be fair, this is Neil Warnock. He said Neil Warnock has called the postponing of the side's catch against Derby County a disgrace. We got to the ground, he said. We got to the car park was clear, the pitch was perfect. Absolutely disgraceful, really. We'll just break off for a second here because Leicester are on the attack. We'll come back to that in a minute. Here's Chilwell. We'll read the statement out as soon as we get a break in play. Chilwell now for Leicester City. Thank you to Russ for bringing me up to date with the Neil Warnock, the postponement in the Championship game. just down the road, incidentally, from here as well. Same area. Now Morgan takes it up. And still 1-0, but a good play here for Big Didi. Vardy making the break. Chilwell over on the right. Now then Chilwell will pick out Vardy there towards the back post and nodded behind for a corner. We will get back to Neil Warnock's statement. And here comes the corner straight in there, and Caminero taking the possession. Let's just carry on again. We got to the ground where the car park was clear, the pitch was perfect, absolutely disgraceful really, says Neil Warnock. That was all Brighton shot fielded there by Caminero. A new date is not obviously to be announced, but Warnock goes on to say that Derby have been hit with an injury crisis in the build-up to the game, welcomed the postponement. All week, he said, I've listened to comments from Derby, they've been all negative, and that's before the snow even came down, said Warnock. They've been talking about the injury situation. Yesterday, the manager Gary Rowett had only 10 players training, and if they could get away with this week's weekend, they would be fine. Things like that should be looked into. All the lads were waiting to go, but you can't blame. Well, he does say he doesn't blame Derby for having it off, but I think Warnock is bang out of order for what he's saying there, and for that reason, I don't want him to go up with Cardiff this season. For those reasons. If the game is off and there's a good reason for why it's off, accept the decision and move on. You still have to play regardless. So what, you've got another extra fixtures to play and you didn't want it to play. What else can you do? Anyway, back to the FA Cup now. 10 minutes gone here in this match, and a lot of people having bad words to say about Mr. Warnock at the moment. So far in this cup tie, no need for the VAR system, which is being monitored by an official some 100 miles away in London at the Poggo official's office. Here's a chance for Moses. Good crossing towards the 6-yard area. The goalkeeper went and didn't get there. He might have got a nick on that, Schmeichel. It is a corner, and if he did, it's a good bit of deflected play here. Did he get a goal on it? Yes, he did, because it stops Morata from a certain second goal. So actually that's a very, very good piece of keeping there from the man in white, Peter Schmeichel. But it's the dark shirts of Chelsea now looking to kill the cup tie off. 57.5 minutes gone. Williams corner into what's in the post, and Morata won the header, but he headed it back. And headed it back to Fabregas of all people. Here's a chance now for Christensen to play the ball out, and it's a poor ball by his standards. And Chelsea's opportunity breaks down here. The Jamie Vardy chance here from 6 yards, practically got his head right underneath it and should have equalised. There's no doubt about it. And he knows it, Vardy. The goal scorer he hits at the moment. He's on a purple patch at the moment, scoring goals for fun. At the moment, it's still Leicester City 0, Chelsea 1, and it's Chilwell on the break. And he finds old Brighton. Old Brighton now up against Moses, and he gets a good cross in. The goalkeeper was in 2 minds whether to stay at home or not. Here's Mahrez now on the left-hand side. Mahrez does well to measure the cross, and he did also well, but the defence of Chelsea held him firm. Still, it comes to old Brighton. He may well come to old Brighton here. Keeps it in. No, he doesn't. He's out for a goal kick. Well, an opportunity there. Old Brighton put in a testing ball. Rudiger got it halfway to Riyad Mahrez, and Mahrez here doing terrifically well. Good skills, good course control, gets away from Marcos Alonso, puts a devilish ball in, and Rudiger just getting a flick away. Otherwise, Leicester are in for the equaliser as we come up towards an almost an hour gone. And it's Victor Moses on the break for Chelsea. Still, it's 1-0 to Chelsea. That goal before half-time from Alvaro Morata. A timely boost for him, really. But Leicester with that brilliant crowd behind them, trying to get back into this game. Azpilicueta for Chelsea on the left-hand side. Infield to the substitute Fabregas. And now Christensen for Chelsea. Remember earlier today, Southampton, bottom 3 of the Premier League, but FA Cup semi-finalists are in to the hat the semi-finals along with Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur. And you'll be able to hear that draw after the commentary of today's game live on the YouTube channel. And of course reaction to this commentary game this afternoon here as Maguire concedes a throw on halfway. A worried look on Antonio Conte's face. He knows his side now have got a battle for the next half an hour. Leicester, if they're going to force extra time, have to score now in the next 30 minutes. Otherwise it's all over. But they're capable, and they've given Chelsea the heebie-jeebies on this ground on more than one occasion when they've given it away to Kante. Now to Hazard. Hazard has got players on the far side here. Alonso has to knock it back to Kante, and then Kante plays it out towards the far side, and Willian will get there. Had to stretch back a bit. He's got Moses in support on the right, and he finds Victor Moses. Moses again back to Willian. Willian again tries to turn away from Chilwell, does so, but Iheanacho was in there to win the ball straight away, trying to get Vardy on the way, but Christensen did enough. Can he sit back to his goalkeeper? And that's a cool ball away from Willy Carriero, who so far could well be on the winning side here. Chelsea risking it all, really. No Thibaut Courtois in goal for them this afternoon, not even in the 18. Here's a chance now for Chelsea to try and win the game, and I'm sure Shinji Okazaki has to come on at some point here now for Leicester. Here's Riyad Mahrez now for the men, the 2016 Premier League winners. One down in the cup here at home to Chelsea, the current holders of the Premier League. And they won't be current holders for too long, because Manchester City, it's a question of time now. They could win it in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Here's Chilwell now for Leicester. Infield to Ebora. Ebora now to the far side, and it's Danny Simpson for Leicester. Brighton has switched to the right hand side. Digs out the cross, but can't find Iheanacho, and it's turned away for a throw to Leicester 10 yards inside the Chelsea half on the far side. Here's the throw in. Simpson takes to Mahrez. Mahrez back to Simpson, and then a handball by Mahrez. A silly handball, really. And a free kick. A cheap free kick, really, to Leicester to concede. Well, absolutely another 6 that Leicester could still win the game. But they've got to stop making elementary mistakes like the brainless Mahrez handball and start playing the game. They're capable on their day, Leicester, of causing a real upset here, and they could do it. They could possibly do it. But they need to get their brain into gear here. But they've given it away now. Leicester have got a real chance here. If Mahrez plays it right, he's playing it to Brighton. Edge of the area. Brighton shoots, hits the defender. Hit Eden Hazard, I think. No, he hit Cesc Fabregas, actually. Here's Maguire now. Leicester not giving up yet. The team spirit is there in abundance. But can team spirit alone get themselves out of this peril they're in at the moment? That's going to be... Oh, that hit a pigeon, I think. And it is a throw. No, I think it came off on a pigeon. I was just standing there idly on the far side. It will be a corner now as O'Brien hits Alonso. Now then, 63 minutes and have been played. 63 and a half minutes have already been played. Mahrez with the corner for Leicester. It is on the quadrant, so it is from the far side. All the big men are forward. Morgan is in there as well. Dini was unmarked as well, but the corner wasn't the best from the Algerian. But it comes out to Danny Simpson once again. Crosses in from the right hand side. It's a poor ball, really, in a way why Alonso can sweep them up all day. And a handball given against Danny Simpson. Free kick to Chelsea, which will give them a little bit of respite. As Panini basically reiterating what I read out from Nusrat's statement he gave to me on Facebook. The goalkeeper, cover here or there, had it, lost it, got it again. But thankfully for him, and under no great pressure. Well, it's a day for the hats and scarves and the 4 layers. Even the tie owners are feeling the cold and the chill in very plush director's box here at the King Power Stadium. There's even one here with sunglasses on. Very, very wintry weather here. But it's still 1-0. And it's a very cold afternoon. Sub-zero temperatures here at the King Powered. Panini reckons it's not that cold. Well, you're a much braver boat than a lot of people out there. So let's be honest. If you can do well to survive and not get pneumonia, Panini, I applaud you. I applaud you. 25 minutes left to play then. So let's get back to the serious matter of the cup tie. And it's still 1-0 to Chelsea here in this quarter-final. Remember, we have to play to a finish this afternoon. VAR is in effect, should there be decisions, but yet, with 65 minutes gone, we haven't had the VAR in operation yet. Now then, here's Victor Moses and Albrighton involved once again. But he has to get the ball back to Kasper Schmeichel. Schmeichel gets it away, but the very cheap possession given away there. I have to say both teams have been guilty of giving each other careless in possession, both teams. I have to be totally honest. There's still a little bit of snow around the running track here at the King Power. Just little smidgens around it. But it's still 1-0 for Chelsea. And a ball towards Maguire, but he does well to control it under great pressure with Morata and gets it back to his goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel. Less than 25 minutes to remaining, and it's still Chelsea as things stand, heading forward to the semi-finals of the FA Cup to join Manchester United, to join Tottenham Hotspur and Southampton, who earlier today knocked out the giant killers of the season in this competition, Wigan. I got a 93-94 Umbro Cup plus 501 Levi's and my Caterpillar boots. Oh yes, you don't realise how good those Umbro jackets were back in the day. Anyway, back to the game, and it's Albrighton in towards Iborra. Now Ndidi. Can Leicester City in the last 25 minutes force an equaliser here? Juarez chips it in towards Albrighton, right hand side of the area, back outside to Chilwell on the right hand flank. He's hugging that touchline practically, and that's a lovely reverse switch to Chilwell. Chilwell now inside, back inside to Iborra. Might shoot right footed, he does, and it's just over the top for a goal kick to Chelsea. There was nothing much else on there for Iborra, and I think he was right to take the shot on, albeit it was just curling away from target. And here comes the change we were all waiting for. Shinji Okazaki is about to enter the fray here for Leicester City. They do have Damari Gray on the bench as well, should they need him. And it's Iheanacho, who really, frankly, hasn't really gone into the game whatsoever. But Okazaki does well as an impact substitute. He's done it on more than one occasion where he's got big goals since coming on as a substitute, so there's still an opportunity here for Shinji Okazaki to make a real impact. He's got about 22 minutes to do so, and Barney's in there now. It's a little bit of a scramble on the edge of that penalty area, but somehow Chelsea hook it away, and Maguire with a cool header there, and he did well to find Chilwell. Chilwell checks, and Chilwell now at halfway in towards Ndidi. Ndidi now, oh, that was a strange ball to play, hit Morata, but that was very kindly for Danny Simpson. Simpson played that in towards Okazaki, gets his first touch, the substitute, and away, but he's dispossessed by Ozo, gets it away, and out for a throw on the far side, just on halfway for Puel's men. Leicester 0, Chelsea 1 in the FA Cup 6th round, in association with Emirates. Some of the Leicester fans in hats and scarves, proper supporters attire. And on a day like today, it's not surprising. Here's an opportunity now. Oh, was that a foul? It had to be a body check there on Chilwell, who's absolutely fuming with referee Pawson. And in fact, he's changed his mind and given a free kick. Oh, has he given a throw-in? I think he gave a throw-in, actually. So Chilwell to take the throw. Leicester have forced a mistake despite Chilwell's protests that it should have been a free kick. He's asking where's the support here. Here's Chilwell now. But it's given away to now to an opportunity now for Morata. He chips it into Hazard, and Hazard looks suspiciously offside to me, but he's allowed to carry on. Morata's in support. Morata shoots, blocked here by the defenders. Morgan getting back there, but it's still not away yet. The shot comes in again from Fabregas, charged away by Mbora. Did really well. Still 1-0 to Chelsea. 20 minutes left to play. Still a bit of time to go in this cup tie. If Chelsea were to concede an equaliser, there'd be no further scoring. We'd have half an hour more. And here's Moses. Moses now against Old Brighton. And Old Brighton smuggles it back to Casper Schmeichel and then makes an absolute dog's dinner of the clearance. Still 1-0 to Leicester. To Chelsea, sorry. In the FA Cup, joining Manchester United, Tottenham and Southampton as things stand at Wembley for the semi-finals in April. Here's Brighton. Can Leicester change it in the next sort of 20 minutes? They need to now. Plus stoppage time, of course. Don't forget that. Here's a chance for Harry Maguire to come forward. To Riyad Mahrez, deep inside the penalty area. He has to bring on Damari Gray at some point, because I think he needs an injection of pace down the flanks. Brighton's done well though. Finds Mahrez. Mahrez now, can he weave a little bit of his magic? The Algerian magic. And that's a poor ball by his standards. It's a lazy ball. If he was going to find Simpson with that sort of ball, he was in cloud cooking land, and now it could be Kearns here if William plays it right down the right. And he plays it in field to Fabregas, who chips the ball back towards the far post. Morata's there, but he's been forced away a bit there, but he finds Hazard on the left hand side. Infield to Fabregas. Leicester have just about got everyone back, and in the end Fabregas' ball wasn't the best, and Leicester survived once again to fight another day. Just to remind you, once we do finish this quarter-final, the semi-final draw will follow the game here that you're listening to live on the JB Clark YouTube channel. Semi-final draw comes straight after. And here is Chilwell flicking it on for Leicester. We could even still have extra time before then. And a free kick on, as in on the centre circle. I think he's given it to Chelsea. He has offside, in fact, been given. But it's 1-0 to Chelsea. And time starting to run a little bit thin now for Leicester City. I'll be anxious synchronisers of the watchers now, from now until finish. Riyad, can I please have your shirt? It's one of the banners there I'm just seeing on the television. This FA Cup tie really been played in a very good competitive spirit, and yes, Motti has retired from live football. He's still doing a bit of match of the day before the end of the season, and then he will retire for good. One of the greatest commentators around. Arguably Brian Moore was probably better in terms of an all-round football commentator, but Motti was good. Barry Davis was quite underrated. I still think Martin Tyler was good, although Panini doesn't rate him that highly. There was some very good commentators around in the olden days. Not like today, I'm afraid. Now we got back with the game now as an incident involving Victor Moses there. Let's have a look at it again. And Borat, he's elbowed him there. I know, and Borat made a little bit of melee. Well, he's tapped him rather than actually gone full pelt into his face. But it's up to the referee here to decide what course of action to take, and of course there may well be the interest of VAR to take. That's what the Leicester players are making the point here. Is VAR going to be used, or is the referee just going to let the game go on? No, he's going to let it go on. Just a free kick, and we play on. Might have just saved us some time. In fairness to Moses, it wasn't exactly a full belt elbow. It was a little bit more, a little bit of a tap, and I just think Bora made a little bit more of it than it needed to be. But Leicester have a throw though, midway side. the Chelsea half. They still have a chance. They've still got 15 minutes. They just need to get on with the game. And we know that they'll get a couple of chances before the end of the game. We know that. Here's Simpson now on the right-hand side for Leicester. Still 1-0 they trail. One goal, though, could change the picture significantly. A cup-tight 1-0 is still very much alive. Simpson now has got Mahrez, who hasn't performed today, in my opinion. Here's Mahrez now. Can he do it there? Gets the cross in. Breaks for Vardy. Breaks for Ibarra. Charged down Ibarra again. Saved by Kevin Aaron Vardy. And he equalised for Leicester! With 15 minutes to play. It's game on here in the FA Cup quarter-final. The King Power goes absolutely mad. It's 1-1. And persistence pays off. At first you don't succeed. Try again. Vardy had the first effort blocked. Then Ibarra had the second effort, which was also blocked. But Vardy had a second bite. And he stooped to conquer. 1-1. And that's the first real ball that Mahrez has played well in the match. Great save there from Caminero, but it broke so very kindly for Vardy. And Leicester deserve that, because they've really done most of the attacking in the second half, and Chelsea have been holding on, and finally the grip has been grasped away from them. Vardy's shot was blocked, Ibarra's shot was blocked. He had a second goal saved by the keeper, and Vardy stooped to conquer. 1-1, 76 minutes on the clock. And Leicester now have 14 minutes to win it. Jamie Vardy, you cannot keep him out of the picture. Leicester 1, Chelsea 1. Wow. What a cup tie. What a cup tie we've got our hands on here now. Leicester are never a team that never give in. And maybe we will get a dramatic cup tie after all this weekend. The other 3 games were clear-cut wins, and this one could be going the distance. Here's Chilwell now. Leicester with their tails up and the momentum really swinging in their favour. One moment could change the whole picture. Now then, Mahrez, can he put another good ball in? He can, but it's straight into the arms of the keeper, and he almost picked out Okazaki. That was a wicked ball from Riyad Mahrez, who after 76 minutes of playing absolutely garbage has really got his act together in the last sort of 2 minutes of this game. What a 13 minutes we've got ourselves here now. But if there was no further scoring, we would have extra time. Don't forget that, folks. We still have extra time, possibly, if it was to end a draw. So we might be working overtime here tonight, unless a goal can be found in the next 12 minutes. But Leicester looking the likely favourites now. Here's Chilwell playing the ball and shots it for Okazaki at the bar post. He just couldn't reach it, and he almost reached it there, and away goes Marcus Alonso for Chelsea. Oh, for one glorious moment then for Leicester City fans who may be listening to this. They thought they were in again. Oh dear me, 78 minutes gone. Chelsea led at half time. Now on the rack. Leicester can smell blood. Here's a chance for Mahrez now, far side. What a game this is turning out to be. I'm glad we picked this game over the Wigan one now. Here's a chance now for William to get a little bit of respite. It's all hands on deck for Chelsea. They are right on panic stations here. Now then, they need their big game players, and look at the space that Moses has been afforded by the Leicester defence on the right hand side. But what about that from Old Brighton? Realised the danger, got back there and conceded a corner when Moses was about to put the ball into the penalty area. There was 2 Chelsea players waiting in the centre for the cross, but back came Old Brighton from absolutely nowhere, made up the ground very, very rapidly, and did well. Corner to Chelsea, who have been pegged back, deservedly so, by Leicester. The ball towards the far post. Rinninger going in there. Kante, the former Leicester man, hit the shot and then comes away again. Leicester in big trouble. And if they were to lose this game now, yes, absolutely none of us, don't put the kettle on yet, because we could be in now to about 8 o'clock tonight, the way things are going. Fabregas with a cross into the middle, off the post from Morata inside the penalty area, but I think the flag had gone up in any case. Yes, the linesman had just about flagged. So the goal would not have stood in any case. But we did saw 2 goals in 3 minutes there. Yes, Morata just offside there. The actual markings of the pitch helped in terms of the offside anyway. When he hit the post and he bounced away, but we almost had a goal there, but it wouldn't be ruled out. So Morata, it doesn't matter how bad the miss was, he'll be relieved it's missed and not gone in the net. Still remains 1-1. We've got 10 minutes exactly to play. We've played 80 minutes of the match. Here's Shinji Okazaki chipping it forward towards Jamie Vardy, who's in the mood again now. Vardy's got there first, but he needs support. He's got it in Ben Chilwell. Chilwell in field to, indeed he might fall for money, might have the shot, but he's found Danny Simpson. Mbara and Okazaki are waiting in the middle. He's back with Mahrez. He's trying to pick out Chilwell, which he's done so. Good chest control by Ben Chilwell. Did it superbly. Now then, can he size a ball into the penalty area? Away by Christensen for Chelsea. Now it's Chelsea's turn to counter-attack, but in goes Wes Morgan of all people, winning the tackle there. Real bite in the tackle there by the Leicester captain. Finds old Brighton now on the right-hand side. Infield to Iborra. Iborra to Ndidi. Hits it right foot. It's for one moment I thought it was going to sail in, but he sailed it harmlessly wide the target in the end. And a goal kick to Chelsea, but Vardy's goal has changed the whole complexion of this quarter-final. This is the goal again. Iborra went in there. Good save from the keeper. Could have held it, to be fair, Caballero. It was a poor bit of goalkeeping, as it turns out. And to be fair to him, he didn't almost make the save. But Vardy was not about to be denied. What a piece, then. Here's Willian. Chelsea are being bullied, but they've got a free kick. What a free kick. To the disappointment of the big capacity crowd here at the King Power Stadium, are making all sorts of noise here. Wow. Are we having a Vardy party again? Well, if they were to get another one, they'll be on their way to Wembley. Chelsea, who finished runners-up to Arsenal in the cup final last year, could well be on their way yet. Don't go to bed yet. Well, it's a bit early for bed yet. But we may be on for a late shift here, folks, unless a goal can be found in the remaining 8 minutes for stoppage time. And Leicester looking the likely scorers, you would have to say, in terms of momentum. The difference that's been made really when Shinji Okazaki came on, they still have Damari Gray to come on if they should wish to, and I think they may as well throw everything at it. They're in the ascendancy, but wait a moment, here's Alonso now for the other end for Chelsea. What a cup tie this has turned out to be. Tell you what, if it was to end a draw and they'd still have replays, I wouldn't mind a second commentary at this. And here goes a chance now for Chelsea. The ball through to Vardy. Can he get it onto that right foot? Vardy shoots straight by the keeper, and the rebound is not away yet. And in the end, Renning and made a dog's dinner of clearing it. He didn't clear it far enough. Here comes the cross, and it's a corner to Leicester. They're going for it now. Kante nearly costing his team near there. But Jamie Vardy looks a threat every time he comes forward. That's why he's in the England squad, folks. You do not leave Jamie Vardy out the England setup. Well, Leicester's setup. Are we going to see late drama here in the FA Cup quarter-finals? The final one of the weekend. Mahrez with the corner in towards the 6-yard box, headed away. Still not away yet. Here's a chance now for Chilwell. Here comes the cross in from the right. Turned away now. Ndidi to win the next ball. And it's all about winning the first and second balls. It's a throw to Leicester. 10 yards inside the Chelsea half. Oh my goodness. Get JB on the BBC. Absolute crack in this cup tie. Thank you very much, Absolutely Anonymous. We've still another 8 minutes to go. Oh, and if it's not about the scoring, I don't know how my voice is going to last here through extra time, should we have it. But we will bring in that extra time. And if possible, if it does go all the way, we'll have penalties. Hopefully we won't just have it decided in 90 minutes. Meanwhile, there's a foul there in the side of the centre circle. And a free kick, I think it was on Morata. Free kick has been given and taken quickly by Chelsea. This is Aspilicueta. What a cup tie this is turning out to be. Real frills and spills cup tie this really has been. And I back Chelsea to go out today. And here's a chance now for Fabregas. He chips it in there. Out comes Schmeichel. Fantastic now. What a finish. Look at that. 15 attempts for Leicester. Whopping 15 attempts for Leicester. 8 to Chelsea. What a cup tie. And still there's 6.5 minutes left to play. This is incredible. 5.5 minutes, I should say, left to play. Here's Vardy on the chase from the goal kick, but it's Caballero's ball all the way. Oh, well, there's going to be one more big chance, you feel, in the game. And if it falls for Leicester or Jamie Vardy, then there's absolutely every chance that could well be the winning goal. But the next goal now practically wins it from here on in until the 90 minutes are up. Morata's complaining. Referee's just bottled it a little bit in terms of decisions. Harry Maguire has been penalised. Now remember, Harry Maguire was already on a yellow card. He slipped there. I think that's what's probably saying him. He slipped over. So it wasn't a malicious challenge by Harry Maguire. But remember, if he does get a second yellow, he does go off the field under the regulations. But let's not worry about that now. We've got a game of football that needs to be won here tonight. And what a game now. We're at, what time are we now in the UK? As this is going on at the moment. 6:15 in the evening. What a finish. Here's Victor Moses here. Moses for Chelsea. Out of play. Throw in. What a game this really has been between two sides who have really gone for the cutthroat. Chelsea certainly lost the first half. But you can't deny that Leicester have been much the better in the second half. 4 minutes to go. Here's Rudiger now for Chelsea. One goal now in the remaining time that remains would settle the game. This is the way the cup tie is ebbed and flow. Kante now, can he hold his former club? Well, and he's in there. Chance here for Morata inside the area. Morata, good save. Schmeichel, and again Schmeichel saves. Second time round. Great keeping by the Great Dane. Spread himself like a star. Not once, but twice. Got up very quickly. And denied Morata a second time. May have been a suspicion there of offside. But Schmeichel just got on with the job. The ball ran out for Leicester inside the centre circle. Plays it back into his own half and Wes Morgan. A captain supreme. 1-1 is the score. 3 minutes to go. Maguire now to the right hand side, and here comes Chilwell, who's had plenty to say in the second half. That wasn't one of his better balls, however, and he was given away to Kante. Kante's got away from his man, gets away from his former colleague Mahrez, but runs into Simpson, but it was an illegal foul in amongst all that. But a free kick fouled by, I think, by Riyad Mahrez in actual fact. So a free kick to Chelsea, who are hanging in the FA Cup by a fingernail. What a second half this has been. And we could well be on odds on extra time. I will take a 5-minute break if we do go to extra time. There's still a chance there could be a winning goal though before that. But I will take a couple of minutes. Then we'll get on with the extra time. 30 minutes, 50 minutes time away if you want a replenish of the rules. We haven't had extra time since Burnley Leeds earlier on this season in the Caramel competition. What a barnstorming finish to this cup tie. What a finish we're going to be in for now. We could be here until about 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock tonight. There's a foul on Old Brighton, free kick to Leicester. There's just less than 2 minutes of normal time to go. Moses looks as if he's going to be in the book. Old Brighton, he's holding his face. Let's have a look at it again. Well, Moses, I tell you what, it's a friendly arm. On another day, that's a red card. Moses, a very lucky boy to be booked. One has got to be honest. And well, Brighton looks punch drunk, to be quite honest. There, like a boxer that's been punch drunk here. Whew. My word, I need a brew of 5 minutes sit down. I don't think I'll get the luxury of making a brew before the extra time comes on, folks. But stay tuned. You're going to be in for a right old ride here. Moses has been booked. Very lucky not to be sent off. Everybody's wanting penalties now. There's going to be a certain amount of stoppage time because of the treatment here of Mark Albrighton here. He's got a bloody nose. Looks like a punch-drunk boxer here. Meanwhile, drinks are being taken. Mahrez is talking tactics with Perel, the manager, on the far side. Leicester City 1, Chelsea 1. We've got a break in play. There are 30 seconds of normal time, but I think there's going to be a considerable amount of stoppage time here at the end of the game. I don't understand those Leicester fans. They're just a little bit... that's more like it. We're seeing some happy shots of Leicester fans, and their team are well in the ascendancy here. Now, I'm getting news that are going to be 3 minutes. I'm sure Craig Pawson will want our time. Will surely add an extra minute or two for the stoppage there to Marco Brighton. So we played the 90 minutes. I'm told it's 3 minutes. I'm told that, but yes, there is 3 minutes, but I think there'll be a bit more than that. I should also stress it's a minimum of 3 minutes. Well, Brighton is off the field now. He's got some cotton wool buds in his nose. We're going to take the 3 kicks up. I would say 4 minutes. 3 minutes obviously was shown by the 4th official, plus 1 minute for treatment. So I would make it 4 minutes in all. So I think he'll probably add on an extra minute after the 3. Here's the 3 kick from Kasper Schmeichel now towards the edge of the Chelsea penalty area, and that's going to run out for a Chelsea throw level with their own edge of their own penalty area. Harry Maguire conceded that one. So 1-1 is the score. What a game. Oh, that throw was a very dangerous one of Varney. You could tell by punching the ground he almost got there. Schmeichel off limits, did really well, and almost found Brighton with that pass. It's out of play. We play one of the 3 potentially added minutes, and I should stress it's a minimum of, because at the end it's Craig Pawson's well within his rights to add extra time on at the end of that 3 minutes. So there could be another 2, maybe 3 more minutes to come before the final whistle here. And if it does end 1-0, we will have the extra half an hour, which, to be fair, with the way the game's gone, we wouldn't be too disappointed with. Here's Chilwell now to Brighton, but he's lost out, and here comes N'Golo Kante from the right, cuts inside to William. William plays it to the far side. It's a poor ball, and the ball back by Simpson to Schmeichel. We've got about 1 minute 10 of the minimum of 3. I should not stress it enough. It is a minimum of. Now then, is there one last chance before extra time possibly for a winning goal that would save all the agony of extra time? Tired minds and tired bodies out there, but it's Leicester now with the positivity as we go towards the closing stages. Brighton looking for support. He hasn't got too many, but Simpson is storming and busting a gun on the right hand side. Can he get the ball into the area? I think we better hold that thought, because we're now going to be possibly going into extra time. So we may well hold back the JB man of the match until the second half of extra time, and then decide then possibly. But here's Victor Moses now. Will there be a winning goal in the last seconds here? Willian now on the right hand side, chips it into the penalty area, headed away by Riyad Mahrez, doing some good defensive work actually. 15 seconds of the minimum time to go. As on now for Chelsea. It's looking a pretty good bet now. We're going to have extra time, ladies and gents. And Simpson concedes the throw in, which is not as bad as conceding the corner. We've played the 3 minutes, and well, I'm surprised he hasn't added a bit more time on for the O'Brien injury, but there we go, folks. 1-1 is the full-time score. No replay, so we're going to have 30 minutes more of extra time. Let's get the kettle on. Don't you dare go away, folks, because the next 30 minutes or so are going to be red hot. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be interesting. And we're on for a late Sunday night finish here at the KP. Full-time Leicester City 1, Arsenal Chelsea 1. Let's take a short break. And a warm welcome back to the King Power Stadium, where we're just about to start extra time, ladies and gentlemen. So Chelsea will get us underway, 15 minutes each way, and then it's all down. If we're still level after that, we'll have a penalty competition to decide the final semi-finalists of the FA Cup. So away we go then in extra time, and we're in for a long haul shift tonight now, folks. Don't forget, after the game, after extra time or penalties, after the conclusion of this cup tie, the draw for the semi-finals will be made, and then we'll be leaving you in earnest. So we're underway then, 30 seconds of it gone, and a Leicester throw. Leicester attacking the goal to our right. In blue shirts, Chelsea in the dark shirts to the left. Here's Simpson playing the ball down the line to Morris. Okazaki's in there. There's still some substitutions left on the bench the other side. And it's been a terrific game of football. We've had the VAR in place should we've needed it, but we need not have worried about VAR at the moment. And in fact, a substitution is going to be made. Willian is coming off, and the former Barcelona man Pedro is going to enter the fray here. So we're all set to go once again. So Willian off, Pedro on, as we reconvene with a Leicester City throw, or Chelsea throw in I should say. And it's back with Willy Caballero, whose mistake has really cost Chelsea a goal and possibly put their FA Cup future this season well and truly in danger. It's still 1-1 here. Remember, as I say, 50 minutes over, where we're now playing a minute and 50 of the extra minutes. Remember, 15 minutes each way. And if we don't get a decision in those two little halves of 15 minutes, it will be a penalty shootout to decide the final quarter-finalists of this season's FA Cup. And what a dramatic game it has been all the way through. Chelsea was certainly dominant in the first half. Leicester certainly the dominant of the second half. Deserved their equaliser through Jamie Vardy. Now it's all about who's got guts and determination, and who will have the wherewithal and the cunning and the wily old character to get their respective teams over the line and to the arch at Wembley for the semi-finals. Free kick to Leicester down the left hand side. It's out of play, however. It will be a throw-in. Moses conceding that throw. The right winger for Chelsea. Stay with us now. We're going all the way now. 120 minutes will be played. We've had one penalty shootout on the channel this season. Are we going to see a second one? We'll be seeing plenty more of those extra time and penalties, as I'm certain we always do in every World Cup competition. And so we'll have plenty of those to come during the next sort of 3 or 4 months for you here on the JB Claret YouTube channel. But it's 1-1 here in the East Midlands rather, in deepest Leicester at the King Power Stadium. And I hope they've left the helicopter on the pad for the Thai owners, because usually at this time the helicopter will be making away in the centre circle. Is a chance for Vardy. Has he stayed on side? Yes, he had. I thought for a moment he may not have done. Okazaki's in there, and Runninger just about got it clear. There wasn't much to spare. And away comes Pedro now for Chelsea, the substitute, who has replaced the really ineffective Willian, with 4 minutes of extra time gone. 11 minutes to the interval here in extra time. Remember, when it gets to half time in extra time, under the FIFA rules, they should straight away swap round and reconvene again. No taking on extra fuel, no extra breaks. Under FIFA laws, they should swap round and restart the match. And there's a little bit of an argument going on here between, is it Fabregas and Vardy? There's a potential elbow incident here, and they're talking now. Is VAR going to be used here? No, I don't think VAR is going to be used. I thought for a moment they used. Well, Vardy's complaining. Let's just get on with the game. It's been a terrific game, playing in a great spirit. Let's not spoil it now. Here's another infringement there. I didn't see anything untoward there. I know, I must admit, I'm very tired. It's been a long day. Vardy should just get on with the game now. It's his goal that has brought us to this stage of the game now, the extra time. And this is where tired bodies and tired minds will kick in. And last thing Chelsea needed after a weekend, a week of Champions League football, they were out footballed by Barcelona, is extra 30 minutes. It's been a tough week for Chelsea and their supporters. Somebody's there a bit tired. Are you sure you're watching the same game as us? We've really been excited and enthralled by what's gone before. Now it's all about who will have the bottle, who will have the stomach. The mascot there, the fox. I don't know what his actual name is, but he's a fox, that's for sure. Looks on, hoping his beloved Leicester City can do something here. Certainly the Leicester equivalent of Birdie B at Burnley. Here's meanwhile a free kick to Leicester City. And now it's all about who will have the best stamina, who will have the nerve, who will have the guile and the wherewithal and the wily old competitive edge to see their team over the line now after extra time. A ball aimed towards Okazaki, but Alonso, not for the first time, cuts that one out with great conviction. But Simpson has the throw for Leicester. 1-1. We've played 6.5 minutes of the first period of extra time. We're inside the last 10 minutes of the first period. Remember, 2 15-minute periods, and if it can't be separated after that, it will be a penalty shootout, and we'll have a dramatic end to this cup time. Whatever happens now, whether it's after 120 minutes or extra time, out comes Caminero with Vardy lurking down on the far side, and he did well, played the sweeper keeper game to perfection there, the Manchester City number 2, the regular cup goalkeeper. They took a risk not playing Thibaut Courtois, putting him in the 16, or the 18 rather, the squad of 18 for this game. And considering this is the only realistic chance of silverware Chelsea, I think it was a big risk for Conte to do that. But at the moment, it still remains 1-1. They're still in the FA Cup, Chelsea, but they're hanging on by a fingernail here. Alonso back to Rudiger. Rudiger knocks it away. And if he were to lose today, what would be his future as Chelsea manager? Surely Roman Abramovich would probably pull the trigger with one bad result too many. Out of the Champions League on Wednesday. They're in danger of losing out in the FA Cup today. Moses is frustrated. And this really is all hands on deck. You still think Leicester City, with the momentum, is swung to their favour. And the ball towards Mahrez, who's about a mile or two offside, that's for sure. I couldn't see getting away with that one, to be fair. But it's been a super game. As I said, played in a very good spirit. We've had 8 minutes of the extra time gone. And a real game that has really developed right from the word go. It's been an enjoyable cup tie to describe and commentate on. As Vardy goes on the shoulder of the last defender, stayed on side here, beats Christensen to the punch. Now Albright lifts the ball into the penalty area. There's just nobody lurking. Okazaki was late getting in there, and by the time he got in there, the ball had gone out on the far side for a goal kick to Chelsea. Got way past the far post. Bit of a wind getting up there, blowing Antonio Conte's groomed hair all over the place. 9 minutes of the extra time period gone. Gary Cahill, the Chelsea captain, the regular club captain, is warming up there down on the far side. Indeed, in there to win a very good challenge inside the centre circle. Still in his own half, however, but then Simpson has the right idea, gets it back to his goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel, just hoops it along the field. I think if you were a betting man who would be the braver of the two teams, you would have to say Leicester City. They certainly went for it. They were brave in the second half and got their just desserts with a deserved equaliser, which really deserved to put them on parity now. Vardy can't control the ball with Brighton, and now we've got a N'Golo Kante back at his old stumping ground. Of course, he had a season at Leicester City where he won the league And he's been fouled by Shinji Okazaki. We're coming up towards 10 minutes gone in the first period. 5 minutes will go. 5 minutes to go. And of course, the draw will follow the conclusion of this game here at the King Power Stadium. And of course, obviously on the television, they're waiting for the BBC News. Anyway, back in here on the JB Clark YouTube channel, it's Colo counting down for Chelsea. 1-1 it is in extra time. We've had 10 minutes of extra time. Ball back towards Pedro, who scoops the ball over the top of Schmeichel's crossbar from about 16, 17 yards out to the right of centre. And a goal kick it is to Leicester City. The first real opportunity that we've really had, more of a half a chance than anything else. Another substitution about to take place. Gary Cahill, the regular club captain, is going to come on and replace Christensen. Well, I'd like to ask anyone who's listening now, who's your money on at this stage, because there's nothing to choose between him in that first period of extra time so far. Even Stevens. Certainly Chelsea dominated the first half, won the first half battle. Certainly Leicester well and truly won the second half battle. And yet it's very, very 50-50 so far in that first period of extra time. Chelsea get the decision on halfway. And in fact 10 yards from the edge of the area. Gary Cahill has not got the captaincy. It's still in the arms of Cesar Azpilicueta, but he is the regular club captain since taking over from the now departed John Terry. And how they could do with a leader like Cahill, or even Terry on the field as well. Here's Riyad Mahrez breaking forward, but Rudiger saw the run, saw the path of the ball, and read the ball well and won the header quite comfortably. Found Alonso with it too, and he finds Fabregas now. What a game this is turning out to be. Kante now. Russ reckons it's going to be Chelsea on penalties. Well, penalties, as we all know, Russ, and you've probably done a few penalty shootouts in your time, is a lottery. Here's Maguire, does well, gets it back to his keeper under great pressure there, and Christian Schmeichel can just take the heat out of the situation. 3 minutes of the first period of extra time to go. Still 1-1 here in this final quarter-final of the FA Cup. There's a association with the Emirates Airline. Here's Pedro now for Chelsea. Edge of the area to the left of the knee. Infield to Hazard. Hazard can he work it onto that right foot. Moses is on the far side. Tries to get the crossing. Well charged down, in fact, by old Brighton, who's had a marvellous game. There's still the people like Damari Gray that could come on at a bit of pace maybe in that second half of extra time. Well, Brighton is running himself into the ground. He's been in the wars. He's suffering from a blooded nose. As we now go into the final 2 minutes of normal time of the first period of extra time. Still one apiece. What a tie. What a tie it has been. Fabregas keeps it alive now. Chances here for Chelsea. Ball back. It's a stupid ball to play back. It was a silly ball, really. Morris read it well. And now it's Leicester's turn with Albrighton to break away. He's looking for the run of Jamie Vardy here on the far side. Vardy now, he's a little isolated. He's got Azpilicueta to get to him, and he's trying to find Shinji Okazaki, and he would have needed a ball of real substance to find Shinji Okazaki there, who just gives himself a rueful smile and just gets on with the game. Meanwhile, Olivier Giroud is being prepared. They are allowed a fourth substitute now in extra time now as well. That's another significant factor as well. So Chelsea are using their fourth substitution. They used two in the second half. They've already used one in the extra time, and now Giroud may well come on as their fourth substitution. And it means now that Leicester have two up their sleeves as well. But this is where the managership comes into it. Do they stick or play for penalties? Do they stick and play for penalties? Oh, the goalkeeper's lost it. It's in! It's 2-1 to Chelsea! And it's Pedro! Right at the last seconds of the first period of extra time has put Chelsea back in front. A mistake by Schmeichel. And could that cost Leicester City dear? And Leicester 1, Chelsea 2. With 30 seconds of the first period of extra time remaining. And it came out of absolutely nothing here. The ball was fed to N'Golo Kante, and I love the ball in, and really Schmeichel should have stayed at home. Really poor goalkeeping by the Leicester City captain, or the Leicester City keeper. Was never going to get there. Pedro certainly did, and he made the keeper pay. Leicester 1, Chelsea 2. Pedro wheels away with his arms wide in the air with glee. And Chelsea are in front. We have got a minute of stoppage time as we're seeing replays of the goal. But the game has already restarted. But Pedro is absolutely delighted. He kicks the throughs the corner flag as well in delight. Surprised they don't hurt themselves doing that. So away we go again. Leicester 1, Chelsea 2 now. Pedro's goal heading towards Morata. Now then, a chance now. Can Leicester equalise again? Well, Chilwell got him behind there. 20 seconds of the extra minute to go, and then they'll change around, and then it's down to Leicester now to attack. It is a cruel twist of fate, that is for sure. Meanwhile, whilst all that was going on, whilst the celebrations were going on, Morata's off and Giroud's on. Oh, what a game. So it looks as if, at the moment, as things stand, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, Southampton and Chelsea are the 4 semi-finalists. We've played a minute at a time, and maybe Pawson may want to add on a little bit more for the stoppage time, because there was a good 50-60 seconds on the celebration of the goal. Claude Puel must wonder what he has to do. His team have been the better team over the piece, but one moment of goalkeeping madness could cost his team dearly in the FA Cup. But they've still got 2 substitutions to play with, so it's not over yet for Leicester City. Surely that must be it now for the first period of extra time. Caballero taking an eternity to take the goal kick from his hands. Kicks up the field. Referee checks his watch, and play on we still go. And now he puts his whistle to his mouth and brings the first period of extra time to a close. So Pedro has scored the goal that could possibly, I say that strongly, possibly take Chelsea through, because there's still another 15 minutes of this to go. No silver goals these days. So at half time in extra time, Leicester City 1, Chelsea 2. So what they'll do now, usually under the regulation, is change around and get on with the game, but I've got a feeling they won't do it. We're just going to see a replay of the game. We're going to stay with you here. This is the goal again. Kante there, and Schmeichel for me should stay at home, because there's no way in the world he's going to get the ball there. That is really brainless goalkeeping by a man who's performed so many heroics over the years for Leicester, but it could cost his team dear here. But they've got 15 minutes for stoppage time now in the second period of extra time to try and put the wrong right. And what it meant to Pedro. And the referee really has to get them back playing now as soon as possible. There are substitutions being made. And number 33 here for Leicester is going to come on. We'll confirm that in a second. I wonder if Damari Gray will get a run up. I'm not sure if he is going to do, you know. I think Burrell's probably got it wrong. So the substitution, Silva is replaced to Bora. That is the first certain substitution. And Diabate is the other substitution. So Damari Gray will not be able to play. And Danny Simpson is the man that's got off. Well, I think that could be a mistake by Puel not to have the pace of Damari Gray for the last 15 minutes, but Silva is on. Chelsea tantalisingly 15 minutes away from a second successive semi-final as we get underway. Leicester attacking the goal to our left in the blue shirts. 2 goals to 1 down. It's a cruel twist of fate that's performed on them. But it's all down to their goalkeeper, I'm afraid. Maguire now for Leicester. Chelsea, of course, in the darker strips, and they're attacking the goal to our right. They're 2-1 up. So Leicester now have got 15 minutes to save their FA Cup futures. They were behind once, and came back from the dead. They can do it again. And the chance here, that's a foul, free kick in a very good position here. And Riyad Mahrez, who scored an absolute bullet of an equaliser last week to get him a point that they barely deserved, actually, against, I think it was against Bournemouth, actually. And the King Power has a chance to do it again. I'll tell you what, the roof would lift tenfold in the stadium if they were able to manage it here. 2-1 they trail. It's a cruel goal. It's a cruel game sometimes, football. You never usually get what you deserve. Mahrez is behind it. Silva wants a piece of it himself. Now then, who would be on money on? It would have to be Riyad Mahrez, but I love the money. It's either going to be the left foot of Mahrez or the right foot of Silva here. 30 yards out, just to the left of centre here. It's going to be left to Mahrez, who floats the ball in towards Okazaki. The ball comes loose. Chance it's inside the area. Comes to Vardy. Just went behind him. Mahrez shoots. They appeal handball. It comes out here. And they appeal handball. They want a penalty. They only get it a corner. What are they going to consult VAR for this? Oh, they looked. Well, he's checking there. They're saying penalty, Leicester. He's not going to use VAR. It's a corner. Oh, no. We'll have to look at a replay if this doesn't turn out to be... Oh, the goalkeeper's there. But was there a handball? Leicester were up in arms. They thought there was a penalty shout there. And I've got to be honest, I think they had a strong case. Here's Pedro, midway inside on halfway. Here's Fabregas trying to play the ball through. There's no one further forward than him. And he's straight into Schmeichel's path. Oh, Antonio Conte's men got away with one there. Potentially. I'd have to see a replay to be absolutely sure, but Leicester was certainly convinced they should have had a penalty kick. And remember, the draw will follow the conclusion of this game, whether we do have penalties or not. Here's a chance now for Leicester. Oh, Brighton now on the far side. Plays the ball in. Okazaki almost got there. Oh, my goodness me. We've played 2 minutes of extra, second half of extra time. And still the drama continues. Okazaki's fouled his man inside the penalty area, the Chelsea penalty area, and a free kick. It is to Leicester. And there's a little bit of afters there with Rudiger and Silva. I think Silva's just saying, come on, let's get on with the game, folks. You're wasting time. 2-1. Now this was the handball shot. It came to Vardy. The shot came in here. Oh, I tell you what. They were convinced here. Diamante with the cross in. Good block there. But should there have been a penalty? I think it might have been for hands against Conte. About 7 or 8 Leicester players were up in arms, although Panini has confirmed it wasn't a penalty, so maybe the referee was just about right there. Thought for a moment the goalkeeper was taking a chance there with Vardy lurking about. Still 12 minutes of this to go. It could still go either way here. It only takes a second, remember, to score a goal. Chelsea are not home and hopes yet. Leicester City get the throw. And these are the... Well, they don't get the throw. It's gone the other way, sorry. It did deflect off a Chelsea player, off a Leicester player last time. I'm getting ahead of myself. 11 minutes left to play of extra time, plus any stoppages at the end. What a finish. And it could still go either way. A dramatic game, the most dramatic of the 4 quarter-finals we've seen so far. And here goes Pedro down the right-hand side. Plays a lovely ball in there. Morgan Huntley half away. And Kante's shot has been charged down. What a defensive block that was from Mark Albrighton. It looked odds on that Kante was going to bury his former club and put the final nail in their FA Cup coffin. But they hadn't reckoned with the defensive prowess of Mark Albrighton. What a block that could be, and what a game changer that could be. We talk about game changing decisions. It's a throw-in, in fact, to Leicester, to Chelsea, as Pedro plays the ball in. His goal at the moment looks like winning it, but there's still 10 minutes of this to play plus stoppage time. And Leicester, if they show the guy with the intensity they showed in the second half, then they've got every chance in the world of getting it to penalties. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least. They've deserved to at least take it to penalties, Leicester. They've played some terrific stuff. Maguire now for Leicester. We're in for a finish now of Hughes Titanic proportions. O'Brien to Morris, far side. Infield to Ndidi. Chilwell on the left. Yes, on the left hand. Chilwell now. Infield. We're in for some finish now. Diamandi now flicking it on to Ndidi. Now Morris. Riyad Mahrez now for Leicester. They need a piece of magic. That's a good ball. Chilwell playing it in. Corner. And the Leicester fans now will start making so much racket because they know if they can get an equaliser here, they have got their chances again. And the clappers are out in full volume. Where's Morgan up from the back? They've got to throw everything at it now. Or Brighton with another corner from the far near side this time towards the far post and wide. Goal kick. Harry Maguire coming in at the far post, but the angle was possibly too acute to him to get it on target anyway. But a goal kick, and we've got about 8.5 minutes of extra time still left to play. And at the moment it's the Chelsea fans who are on the verge of Wembley, but it's cruel luck on Leicester City, but their goalkeeper's got to be culpable for the goal that looks at the moment has been a decisive one, but you never know in football, you never say never. Commentators make a mockery of predictions, predicted at early stages. They can't write Leicester's obituary yet because of their commitment and work rate and the desire to never give in, even when the chips are down. What a finish we're in for now. Hazard has won his team a throw-in. What a finish. And for those who have enjoyed this game here on the JB Clark YouTube channel, this has been one remarkable game of FA Cup football. We brought you some terrific ties this season. Nottingham Forest down the road, 4-2 against Arsenal, the 2-2 at Rochdale, and tonight we've had a real cracker here. And extra time now being played in the quarterfinals. Remember, both semi-finals live on the YouTube channel. Chelsea take the corner quickly and short as well. And they almost caught Leicester napping. They've got another corner. Antonio Conte will be a relieved man if he gets through this one. They were beaten to a pulp in Barcelona by Lionel Messi and co. Now they could put some wrongs right from that particular afternoon here, Chelsea. But they're up against a very, very ever-worried and ever-reliable Leicester side who don't give up. Mahrez looking for Vardy. And the ball back to goalkeeper Caballero. Caballero's ball, a dangerous ball to play. And he gets away with it once again. He's played some really dodgy-looking low passes to his defenders. And on another day, Chelsea may have not been so lucky. Here's Okazaki now to Chilwell on the left hand side. Chilwell comes into the left hand side, has to come back in field from the left and does well to shake away from Fabregas. Good skills by him, but he has to go backwards however, and indeed he's the man he was offered. Now Riyad Mahrez, a bit of magic from him wouldn't go amiss now. 6 minutes left of the match. Here's Brighton can't find Silva on the far side, and N'Golo Kante now, who had the chance to wrap it up, and at 2 minutes ago does some good defensive work and wins his team a throw-in. Well, in fact no, this is their final change, so Demarai Gray is coming on, so they're allowed to make the change. So Brighton for Gray, but have they left it too late? Should he have come on at half time in extra time? He's only got 5 minutes to work at Oracle now. Demarai Gray, a man who has bundles and bundles of skill and bundles of pace to burn and burn and burn. He's got 5 minutes to help his team here out of this hole they're in now. Chelsea just literally just over 5 minutes away from an FA Cup semi-final place and a place at Wembley. Looked like a foul there, but it's play on, says the referee. Okazaki headed it on. Now an opportunity here for Chilwell. And Chilwell now bombing down there. He's got Diamandi on the overlap. Diamandi, can he do something now? Good skills by here into the penalty area. We just couldn't pick out Mahrez. Gray's got over to the left hand, to the right hand side like for Albrighton. This is Gray now. First chance to see what he can do. And he almost sold the Leicester defender down the river. Here comes Harry Maguire, and halfway, Chelsea now, all hands on deck. Here's Chilwell, who's had a superb game. Chilwell with a good cross. Okazaki almost got there. Now it comes to Silva. Silva now looking for options and gets him on into Damari Gray, but he can't find Gray. He'll take the throw level with the Chelsea penalty area. Hazard conceding the throw. Leicester fans always believe. Foxes never quit is the motto around these parts. And they'll fight until the final whistle. They're still very much alive. Here's Chilwell now. Here's Diamante. Diamante turns. Finds Chilwell again. Leicester so close to victory. I will choose the man of the match shortly. But we've got an attack on here. Chance with Diamante. Moses cuts that out. And away by Morata. I've got to say, the second half, I'm going to probably choose a man of the match here. Probably for the losing team, because I have to say, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm going to give it to Mark Albrighton, because he's running self-ragged. He's done it himself. He's got in the wars. And I think he's going to be man of the match. Even in a losing cause, he's had a fantastic game. And the JB man of the match will be rewarded to Mark Albrighton of Leicester City. But there's a foul there by on Kante, and it's frustrating now. Well, and N'Golo Kante's actually got man of the match on the television, which I'm very surprised about, because I don't think he's been much of a threat in the game. I don't understand why Danny Murphy, who's the television commentator here today, has chosen him as man of the match. I can't understand why, but it's a free kick taken by Fabregas. Headed forward now. And I have to say, Albrighton has had a super match, and I think he's more worthy of a man of the match award than N'Golo Kante is. But there's still a chance for something to happen here with Riyad Mahrez, and he's got plenty of support here. Here's a chance inside the area for Leicester. They're still not finished yet. Gray now has it far side. Can't get the ball into the area, I'm afraid. Leicester 2-0. We're coming up towards 2 minutes left, and here comes Chelsea on the break with Hazard. Hazard plays it to the far side, and Olivier Giroud, signed from Arsenal. Giroud tries to play it in there towards Hazard, but this time the goalkeeper was pretty well positioned this time. Schmeichel, his mistake could cost him. And here's Chilwell. And he was very close to winning man of the match himself, but his ball to Diamante was a poor one. And in the end, Chelsea survive. What a tie it has been, and it's been one of the most enjoyable commentaries I have had for a considerable amount of time. It's certainly up there with those three magnificent commentaries we did some 2 weeks ago, where we saw some great late drama at Burnley, at Brighton, and at Crystal Palace. Meanwhile, Giroud's laying prostrate on the ground. Leicester players telling him to get up. You're making a bit of a meal than it needs to be. Well, Chilwell, I think he's a bit unfortunate there. Now, what's happened here? Something's going on. Corporel patrols the touchline. There's a minute to go. Ben Chilwell has conceded, I think, a free kick, but it may well be in defeat. Now, what's the referee doing here? Are we having a drop ball situation here? What are we doing here? It's going to be a drop ball, and it's going to go back to the Schmeichel now. Seconds remaining. There's about 35 seconds, of normal time to play. There's going to be at least a couple of minutes, surely, of stoppage time at the end of this. Flick on by Vardy towards Okazaki. Is there late drama here in extra time, in the last seconds of extra time? Indeed, he does fantastically well. He's got Gray on the far side if he chooses, but he plays it towards Okazaki and Vardy. Mahrez goes in for the next ball, but he's unfairly challenged his man, according to the referee Pawson, and in fact the flag had got up anyway for offside. So we're now played the 30 minutes at the end of this game, and it's so cruel on Leicester, who have played their part in a terrific cup quarter-final here today, but it may well ultimately end in defeat. 1 extra minute at the end, and Claude Puel can't believe it. I have to say, it was probably, I think it should have been more than the 1 added minute, possibly 2. Because there has been quite a lot of Chelsea time wasted as well, which I think they should be adding time on. And it's good to know that the man of the match I've chosen is a very popular one. But here's a chance now for Chelsea to wrap it up now in the grandest of manners. 30 seconds of the time added on to go. This is going to be the last ball here for Leicester. Can they win the possession first of all? They can, but they can't find Vardy though, I'm afraid. Moses doing a good defensive job. Free throw into Leicester. They haven't got time to mess about now. Vardy leaving it to Chilwell. 10 seconds of stoppage time remaining. Indeed, they have to get the ball forward. 6 seconds remaining. Morgan now, the captain, to Gray. This is going to be the last play of the match now. Gray in towards Diamandi, but there is the final whistle. They didn't allow that to happen. And somehow, Chelsea, undeservedly perhaps, on the balance of play, snuck through to the FA Cup semi-finals, and it was a mistake, ironically, by the goalkeeper Schmeichel, who was superb up until that point. Allowed Pedro to not in the winner, but Chelsea were very, very fortunate. With Antonio Conte, well, he can take a little breather now. He can breathe a lot easier now, but I have to say, Leicester were considerably unlucky. I think they should have had a penalty for a handball by Kante. There were 6 or 7 Leicester players appearing in that early part of the second period of extra time, but it's finished here at the King Power. Leicester City 1, Chelsea 2, but what a Super Cup tie. We've brought you here live on the JB Clark YouTube channel. I hope you very much enjoyed it. We are still going to stay. We're going to stay with you till the end here. And we'll try and get a bit of reaction at the end. And of course we'll bring you that FA Cup draw as well. But there are complaints from the Chelsea players at the moment. There are complaints from everybody at the moment. It's not good at the moment. But I'm afraid Chelsea have gone through to the FA Cup semi-finals, but they rolled their luck at times, and possibly don't deserve to be there. But Leicester deserve a lot of credit for the football they played, especially in the second half. Fully merited of their equaliser, but it's ultimately a mistake by the goalkeeper that's cost them today. But you cannot fault the commitment and the work rate in the industry of Leicester. They've let nobody down at all today. And Jamie Vardy will feel disgusted, but as he will leave for England duty, he knows now it's all about the league now for Leicester. But Chelsea, they're still very much alive in the FA Cup, but they're still not far from the finished article. Mark Albright is our man of the match, and well, it's taken a while for the players to walk off the field, but I think the referee may well be criticised by Perel. They think they should have had handball at the start of the second half of extra time. I do honestly think it was a penalty. Panini doesn't agree, but I do honestly think it was a penalty kick. And as the teams make their way off, there is frustration for Leicester, who didn't deserve that today. Let's be totally frank with you. But at the end, but let's look at the full list for the quarter-final draw then of this season's FA Cup as the teams make their way off here. A pitch after a great match here. We started at about 4:30 in the afternoon. The game is finally finished just after 7 o'clock here on a Sunday night. The floodlights are on. Let's hear from the match from the television man of the match, N'Golo Kante, speaking with Manish Bashin.
We did very well. They caused a lot of problems, but I think we did very well. We start the game very well. We scored the first, and after we conceded the equalizer, but we acted very well and we won the game. It was important for us because it's 2 games before the final, and now we are in semi-final. You have to enjoy it and to keep going.
How big a difference could it be to win the FA Cup for Chelsea this season?
Yeah, it's the only title we can have this season. So we have to fight until the end, and in the league it's a top 4 our target, but we are close to the final and we hope to go.
Congratulations, well done today.
Thank you.
Well, he's the television man of the match, but I think you've got to give the honours to Mark Albrighton, really. He was the better player on the night, or on the day in fact, but there you go, that's the way it unfortunately goes in cup football. You deserve your luck and you don't get your luck. Anyway, time for the draw for the FA Cup semi-finals. Here's Lindsay Hipgrave.
Semi-final. I'm Lindsay Hipgrave, and I'm joined by two men who have won the FA Cup 7 times between them. Petr Cech, who has 5 winners' medals to his name, 4 with Chelsea, 1 with Arsenal, and Gianfranco Zola, who lifted the cup twice as a player with Chelsea in 1997 and 2000. Petr, Chelsea will be in the hat after a really good cup tie. How disappointed will Kasper Schmeichel be to have lost the game like that?
It's always disappointing when you lose a cup tie, obviously, and as a goalkeeper, if you make a wrong decision for the decisive goal, obviously it hurts, but it's the part of being a goalkeeper in the professional level, and you know, sometimes you need to take it on the chin and carry on. And today, obviously, it will be disappointed, but I thought that was a really good game overall. And you know, Chelsea started better in the first half. Leicester came right back in the game. They deserved to equalise, and Chelsea was the luckier side in the extra time, and then they did enough to progress.
How much did you enjoy that, Gianfranco? Did Chelsea deserve it in the end?
Well, I think it was a square game. I think it could have gone one way or the other one. But fair enough to say that Chelsea didn't steal anything. I think Pedro, when he came on, he came with the right attitude, and it's made a big difference.
Well, it's time for that all-important draw then. We're going to trust Petr with his safe hands to put the balls into the hat. It is an all-Premier League affair as well. Tottenham are number 1, Manchester United number 2, Chelsea number 3, and number 4 in the draw, Southampton. Let's get them all safely in there and give them a bit of a swirl around. And Petr, you'll draw the side who'll have the home dressing room at Wembley, and Gianfranco the away side.
It's number 2.
So first out, Manchester United. Manchester United, 12-time winners. And Gianfranco for the away team in that tie.
Number 1.
Number 1, it is Manchester United against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham aiming to win the trophy for the first time since 1991. So Manchester United against Tottenham, the first tie, and we'll confirm who will have that home dressing room in the second tie.
It's number 3.
It is number 3, Chelsea, who last won the trophy in 2012. So we'll confirm it then. Chelsea will be playing. There's confirmation, number 4, Southampton. Thank you very much, Petr and Gianfranco. So confirmation that it is Chelsea against Manchester United and Southampton against Tottenham. And those ties will be played on the weekend of the 21st and 22nd of April.
Thank you, Lindsay. And, well, let me just reconfirm you actually made a mistake there, Lindsay Hipgrave. You've actually got the wrong teams mixed up. It's Manchester United. Let me put Lindsay Hipgrave straight. It's Manchester United against Tottenham in the first semi-final, and Chelsea will take on Southampton in the second semi-final. So some terrific ties there, and I think the Manchester United Spurs one is probably the most even one of the lot. So where we are, a terrific cup tie. This was the winning goal. As I say it again on the replay, as I see here, Kante plays the ball in, and it's a lovely one, but Schmeichel here, no man's land, in the net it goes, 2-1, and that's how it stayed. And there was a possible penalty shout at the start of extra time, and the start of the second half of extra time, and I think Leicester may well have a case there. But there you go. The cool nature of the cup does come back to haunt you there. Well, we had to put Lindsay Hipgrave right on the draw. So just to recap, it's Manchester United against Tottenham and Chelsea against Southampton in the other semi. We will stay with you, see if we can get more reaction. If we can't, it will be curtains for the broadcast. But what a game of football. I hope you very much enjoyed it at home. It was a real super cup tie, played in a terrific spirit. The other 3 prior to that were pretty dour affairs, if I'm being honest, and pretty one-sided for a lot of it. I know Brighton will feel they should have possibly took Manchester United to extra time, and possibly should have done. But the other certainly the other 2 was hope and shut cases. Southampton certainly deserved to go through against Wigan, and of course Tottenham were but just too much for Swansea at the Liberty Stadium yesterday lunchtime. But we've had a couple of close games in our two commentaries today, this weekend, and this one was the best tie of the lot. A really enjoyable game of football. So there we are. I think that's it, I think. Well, Gary Lineker doesn't believe so anyway, but that's it now. I'm going to have a lie down. We've done a really over the top shift tonight. Morata scored in the first half, and then in the second half, Mahrez, with just around 20 minutes to go, thought he got his team back into it, but a mistake by the goalkeeper. Schmeichel gave Pedro the spoils and give Chelsea the semi-final place. Just to recap the draw before we go: United played Spurs, Chelsea against Southampton, and there we are. That is the draw. Thank you very much for your company this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you for some Premier League action next weekend as well, with the Comments Match Live. In 2 weeks' time, when the Comments Match Live will return with West Brom and Burnley. So join us in a couple of weeks for that. But until then, from me, JB, have a very good evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and good night. But the news with Chelsea beating Leicester after extra time, 2-1. From me, JB, enjoy your weekend. Good night.